Every sip of Coca-Cola brings you closer to the excitement of the FIFA World Cup 26. Because nothing compares to the joy. So grab a Coke and drink in the FIFA World Cup 26. No purchase necessary. 13 plus in 50 U.S. states and D.C. with a web-enabled device. Ends March 1st with 8 entry periods. Rules at CokeURL.com/soccer rules.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
Welcome back to Victory Drive, everyone. How is everyone doing this morning? Well, I guess it's morning for me, but it could be night for you. It really depends on when you decide to listen to this show. So, this week I have on Ashley, my wife. We break down some of the shooting fundamentals a little bit, just checking in, seeing how she's been doing with her firearms journey. I would say she's newer to shooting. She's only been shooting heavy for about a year. So it's kind of fun to just sit down with her and just see what she's been working on, how she's doing, and just kind of see where she's at with everything. And I know that I get some good feedback from you guys on when she's on, just because it is fun to get there to get together with someone that's newer to shooting and kind of see how they're doing. I'm just checking in, see how they're doing, and see what they're working on. So with her, we go over shooting with a red dot for the first time a lot. So she just got a Trijicon RMR on her Glock 19, and she's been shooting with that quite a bit. And, the pros and cons, how much different it is, and what she's been working on to be more effective with that RMR on her Glock. So, so we'll go ahead and go through some of the partners here. Mountain OPS Code Victory, 20% off. Everyone knows who Mountain OPS is. They supplement company. For hunters by hunters is kind of their slogan, I do believe. And whenever you go in, you want to get some stuff like a night, a little caffeine boost throughout the day. You're sick of drinking energy drinks from the gas station. Go to Mountain OPS, use code VICTORY for 20% off. And Grizzly Coolers, Grizzly drinkware, Grizzly merch. They got it all there. All right. Everyone knows Grizzly Coolers. They are a big partner for working class bow hunter and Victory Drive. And they are the first team to jump on Victory Drive and say we want to support this show. And the way they give back to you guys is they gave you a code. It's actually code WCB for 15% off any hardside cooler or drinkware or whatever on their website. If you guys are in the market for a new cooler, why don't you just give Grizzly a shot, right? Just check them out. You can look at them online. They have really good stuff, honestly. I use their coolers quite a bit. Especially on like long hunting trips and stuff. You can throw all sorts of shit in there and it keeps it nice and cold. But one thing they don't say is I actually have the one of the smaller coolers. I can't remember what quart it is. I should do better at that. I know I should do better at that. I don't know if I think it's a 20 quart, maybe. Don't quote me on that. But it's the one with the metal handle that goes around it. One fun thing to use for that is actually if you're into like smoking meats and shit, when you let it, you can put your meat inside there and it'll keep it really, really warm and it'll give that meat some time to rest in there. And it's also nice to just throw it all in there, latch it up, and you can travel. You can put your hot food in there and travel to like your friend's house, or you're having a potluck at your friend's house or a little get together. And you were in charge of smoking a turkey. Throw that turkey inside that cooler, throw it in the car. It'll stay hot in that bitch for a long time. And you take it over to your friend's house, bust it out, boom, boom. Delicious turkey. So that's just another little fun thing that I like to use my Grizzly Coolers for as well, is keeping things hot. Something that we don't really talk about a lot. We try to talk about keeping things cool because it's a cooler, but it also works in the opposite and keeps things hot if they're hot, right? So yeah. Also, Africa. We talk about this on the pod, on this episode, quite a bit actually, Ashley and I, because we did go to Africa together and had an absolute blast, so I won't hit this one to death because we talk about it in the end of the episode quite a bit. But August 26th through September 3rd, 2024, contact me via Instagram or email if you have any questions, gun or bow. Let's go have some fun, people. Wyoming Bear Camp, May 27th through the 31st. That is Memorial Day weekend, or week, is it kind of when it starts. So, you get a free day off if you're a working man and you get holidays off. Then you get one free day off for the hunt. So might as well just go shoot some bears in Wyoming with Trey and Devin Leonard, and we'll be doing some podcasts there. And we only got 4 spots available, so get it while it's hot, guys. All right, Wyoming Bear Camp, May 27th through the 31st. And that'll be it for this week's little rundown here. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I really appreciate all of you. And if you are feeling ever so inclined, don't forget to give this show a 5-star rating or a 1-star rating. I don't know. If you think the show is cool, give me a 5-star. If you think it sucks, then message me. All right. Peace, everyone.
Sheena's China to me.
It is China. But China doesn't rule.
Yeah, their air sucks.
Yeah.
Can't breathe there.
Does it sound good?
Let me just open my milk carton of Franzia.
Damn. Makes me want to pee.
This box wine turned... I didn't know you could get more white trashy than box wine, but... Box wine makes mini boxes of wine that look like a milk carton.
You get way trashier than box wine. That's actually pretty fancy.
Mad Dog 2020?
No, box wine is like middle class fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Trashy is like...
Mad Dog 2020? Southern Comfort?
No.
Everclear?
Probably just moonshine.
Moonshine's not white trash. Moonshine's Appellation.
Which is white trash.
No, big difference. Appellation is uneducated. Mountain living. You don't... No. White trash is like trailer park affliction shirts that are from Goodwill that are like 30 years old that have rips in them.
What?
I have a picture in my head when I think white trash. It's very different from Appellation.
Yeah. When I think white trash, I think like wife beaters.
Yeah. That's not Appellation.
I know.
Appellation is where you need subtitles and they're talking about the critters they killed.
That's just redneck. Not even redneck, huh?
That's Texas.
It flies back.
Where is it?
It's on the light. It blinded me.
I just looked at the light.
So, would you, if you are picturing a white trash person, what is it? Explain it to me.
Do you want me to say a name?
Explain.
Okay, so
looks.
they drive a 2-door Grand Prix where the muffler's probably off. They probably have like a 2-tone even. Okay. What they're wearing, oversized old like rock revival type jeans or something like that, but they're like 50 years old. you know, and then they have a really crappy t-shirt on. It's probably like Sinful or Affliction, but it's too small in the shoulders and it's higher in the back than it is the front. They kind of have bad posture and they really need to shave. And they've got like, you know, I'm only saying a man. It's a description.
Well,
I have a very vivid image of white trash in my head.
Yeah. Men are generally more white trashy than white trash women, though.
White trash women, leggings that don't fit correctly, probably have some holes in the thigh areas. Cami tank top, probably no boundaries. So from Walmart.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Hair in a bun, but they've got that thick headband, the stretchy kind that's like 2 inches wide. And it's always back a little too far on their head.
Yeah,
Looks like it's about to pop off.
They got a kid on their one arm, on their hip, and then
for sure flip-flops.
2 or 3 more kids like yelling at them, like just rambunctious fuck.
And then you got
smoking.
Yeah, and then you got a pack of cigarettes that's either shoved into the cami bra or into the pant line of the shitty leggings.
I haven't. Ooh, yeah,
for sure.
I see the bra cigarette holster more than.
And it's definitely a neon bra. The straps, if you can see the bra straps, it's definitely neon.
Neon pink or
green.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
Sure. Wow.
Oh my god.
I just have that image. That's what I think of white trash. Appalachian? No. Some of the Appalachian people, than some of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life.
It's true. White trash people aren't nice, right?
No,
they're like rude.
They're just like they're too bored and they have too much time in their hands and you won't fuck with me. Appalachian, you know, I bet there's trashy white Appalachian, but I would say that just goes more to white trash, like thoroughbred Appalachian moonshine drinking.
Thoroughbred or inbred?
Good one. Front porch sitting. I don't need no plumbing. I ain't been recorded by the government. They don't even know I exist. I'm just out here living.
They probably don't have a birth certificate.
Probably not.
Yep.
They probably can't spell their own last name.
If they do have a birth certificate, then it's probably wrong.
Who was it? Were we watching a documentary? Listening to a podcast of the guy. What was that? And he didn't even know who he actually was because they were so illiterate. When they made his birth certificate, they spelled his last name wrong. So when he went to retire and collect Social Security, he couldn't because they're like, you don't exist. What was that?
I can't remember.
Shoot.
I remember watching. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I remember the information that came into my brain, but I don't remember what I watched it on or what it was on.
But that's what it was, yeah. They were so illiterate that when they created the birth certificate, it was different spelling than what this person knew his name to be.
I think it was like pretty much completely different. He's like, yeah, that works.
Gosh,
that's
I
right.
don't remember what that was. Anyways.
Yeah, and he's
stuff
like,
that.
Dad couldn't read or write. You didn't know. They just wrote something down. Call her a night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They live by their own set of rules, and if a documentary crew goes out there, you need subtitles.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Swamp people, but not in the swamp part.
Yes.
The opposite side of the swamp.
Yes. The documentary we watched, The Wild
Whites of West Virginia?
Yes. So that is very...
The Wonderful Wild
Whites
of West Virginia.
I remember when me and Hunter sat down and watched that, I never... I was so excited because I'm like, oh my gosh, I always try to explain to people because I grew up in Kentucky. And so they think, they always think Lexington, Kentucky, like, oh, the horse derby and wealth and white fences and horse ranches. And it's beautiful there. We drive through it when we go to my grandma's, but that's not where I'm from. Where I'm from was very much like the wonderful wild whites of West Virginia. Like that was like, yes, the county I was from was so poor and like 80% were on, government assistance and they didn't work and there's no opportunities and there was very few that thrived there. So I'm like, no, I'm not from like, howdy y'all. But the people there,
howdy y'all.
You went there with, when I was finally able to take you there, I was so excited because I had explained this stuff. I'm like, the people, the majority are so nice, they're so welcoming and they're so kind, like authentically kind, that you don't find everywhere, especially in bigger cities. But
yeah, no, they're just country folk.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It is, honestly, going out there was really nice. Talking to everyone and seeing what it's like out there. It was pretty cool. But it's not like It's not like Midwest redneck.
No.
It's
different.
Yeah, it's like generational.
Yeah. Well, I forgot what I was going to say.
No, out with it, honey. Come on. You reserved your spot to speak and you forgot.
I was thinking about somebody specific. Oh, like you went through the town, you met so many people that, I hadn't been back in 10 years or something. Well, like 8 years. And the people that I, grew up around, they're still in the same exact houses. They're still in the same exact places. I know where to go find people when I go to visit because there's not a lot of change that happens there. And it's so funny because you got to see all that and meet all these wonderful people. And then there's still the movie store there. Because we were driving down Main Street. I was like, oh my gosh, that movie store finally closed. There was a movie rental place right on Main Street. Not like a Blockbuster. I'm talking like
it's a mom and pop fucking movie rental place.
I always remember growing up, when we'd go in there, the people, they lived in the back of the store. And behind the counter were couches. And they would just sit there and they just chief cigarettes. Like you'd go in there, the whole place is smoky. And I even remember, because you and I remember when...
What kind of cigarettes did it smoke?
Kentucky's Best.
It's nice. Okay.
Yeah. Like $1 a pack probably. So I remember when you couldn't smoke in restaurants anymore. That didn't apply to Lee County, Iowa. Like that, people still smoked in places.
Lee County, Kentucky.
There we go. Whoopsies.
Yeah.
Lee County, Kentucky. It didn't apply there. Like people still smoked in places. And so when we went back and visited last year, I was like, oh my gosh, that movie store finally closed. And I was telling Jacob about this place. I was like, huh, after all those years.
Yeah.
And then we're driving back to where we were staying. And there was this, right on Main Street, this trailer that looked trashy and but oddly like a business, but it was weird. So when we went back and I was asking my friend about it, she's like, that's the movie store. They just moved locations. I was like, shut up. She's like, oh yeah, they're still in business. And they still smoke cigarettes. They live in there and still do the movie rental. I'm like, holy shit.
It don't take much money to make ends meet out there.
No, rent a couple movies a month and got your cigarettes for the, time being, and you got your food stamps for I'd live in the dream.
Well, how many people would be pissed if it went out, if they shut the doors,
Who still rents movies?
I don't know. At least a couple.
I guess, in Lee County, Iowa.
At least a couple
Kentucky.
Wait, there is a Lee County, Iowa, I think. Yeah, there is.
Is there?
Yeah, it's down in southern Iowa, I believe. But yeah, no, Kentucky's a wild fucking place.
It is.
It's
especially,
cool,
depending on the part of Kentucky.
Yeah.
You can be from the eastern part, and it's completely different from the west part. Just even down to the accents, I think.
Well, it's just so weird because the eastern part of Kentucky gets more and more Hills Have Visey,
yeah.
There's a lot more. That's where the Appalachian Mountains start is in eastern Kentucky. Like western Kentucky is more or less Midwest.
Yeah, for
where
sure.
It's just a lot of farmland and all that kind of shit, right?
A lot of wealth in that farmland and especially, the horses and everything like that. Yeah, you get a lot of wealth once you go that way.
Because Lexington is western Kentucky? Or is it
it's more central.
More central?
Yeah.
That's
Didn't we fly in?
That's
there?
the dividing line, right? Kind of thing?
I'd say, yeah. Once you start getting more east of that, yeah, there's more haulers you could go down.
Yeah. I don't know where we flew into. It wasn't Lexington.
It must have been Louisville then.
Yeah, because we drove through Lexington.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no,
and it was nighttime, so I couldn't really see much.
Yeah.
There's the castle right around that area that I gotta tell this story. It's the best story. When I was a kid, my grandma lived 2.5, 3 hours from where we lived, and so we'd go there on holidays. And every time we drive there,
the castle.
Yes. Mm-hmm. We'd stop on the side of the road and we'd look at this castle, this literal castle that was on the side of the road, but it was all, you couldn't go in there, but you could see it from the side of the road. And it was just kind of dark and there was nothing there. It was just empty. It was just this castle. And yep. I should read into this because I've been telling the same story for a very, very long time. And I think it's accurate, but I don't even remember who told me. But what had happened, per the story I know, is that this very wealthy man and his wife loved castles. So he wanted to build his wife a castle where they lived at in Kentucky. And so he had these bricks from a literal castle from
Ireland?
I don't know, France, wherever there was a castle over waters, had those bricks imported and started building her this castle from the bricks of this other castle. And then she died. And the castle wasn't finished. And he never finished it and wouldn't do anything with it. She died? Yes.
I'm sorry, I missed that part.
Yeah.
So she died.
She died before the castle was done.
So he just cried?
I don't know, but he didn't finish it. And so it just sat for years and years and years and years. Nobody touched it. And then he died. And now it is these people came in and they bought it and they made it a bed and breakfast and you can go stay there. And I really want to. It's super expensive. It's like, I don't know, $400 or $500 a night or something like that. But we will be going one day because it looks beautiful. It's the Castle of Versailles now, I think is the...
Versailles is in France.
Maybe it was from... No, it's in Versailles, Kentucky.
Versailles is in Italy.
I think the reason... I don't know. I'm going to have to start fact-checking myself.
The Treaty of Versailles was signed after World War II. Okay. That's how it ended. And I think Versailles... was it France or was it Italy? I think it was France.
It sounds French.
I think it's French.
We'll
go with French. Versailles. Yes. So it has to be.
I don't know if that's
French
true,
then.
But
I know it's Versailles, Kentucky, but they got to keep it consistent, right? If I was rich,
think it's Versailles.
If I was rich, I was going to import castle bricks to build a castle. I'd go from the European equivalent of the town I'm in.
Yeah, makes sense.
So if I was going to build a castle in Osage, I would import from
Mitchell County. Osage.
What's exotic? Ontario. That's Canada.
I was going to say, what is... I don't know about Canada.
No, I don't know. I'd probably just go old-fashioned and go from like wherever the Osage tribe was at and steal their stuff and build a castle out of it.
Osage tribe? There's a tribe?
Yeah, because I'm white and I'd steal from the Indians some more and build a castle out of it. No, there's an Osage tree.
They didn't have castles. They had teepees.
I know. So I just built a really cool teepee.
That'd be cool.
But the Osage tree, a lot of people make like self bows, like recurves and long bows out of Osage. It's a tree. It's an orangish tree. Yeah, they make a lot. It's actually very popular because it has after it dries and stuff, and they bend it and cook it and do whatever they need to do and make it look like a bow and then string it. It has really good reflex to it.
So why is Osage the tree of maples, not the tree of
Why is Osage the city of maples?
Yep.
Not the
city
why
of...
is it? Because maples are beautiful when they turn.
Osages are not?
I don't know.
The tree's called an Osage tree?
Yeah. I don't even know what an
Osage tree looks like. Did you make that up?
Like. No.
No. Sometimes you do that. I've just never heard of that.
It's because you don't know anything about archery.
No, I don't.
The last time you shot a bow, it slapped you in the forearm and you cried for a week.
Did not cry. I was pissed.
You whimpered.
I did whimper. I whimpered loudly. That bitch hurt.
You didn't like it.
That was a long time ago. You're like, honey, come shoot my bow. I'm like, okay, just shoot it. Okay. Slap.
Black.
Right in the friggin' arm. Instant bruise. Grew and grew and grew. That bitch hurt.
It did not.
It's not just
like
shoot.
It felt good.
Just shoot guns.
Yeah. They don't. Yeah, I mean, if you shoot a compound bow, it doesn't slap you.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind to. I mean, it just hasn't made its way into the agenda yet.
Yeah. I mean, you're kind of, you're stimulated enough learning how to shoot handguns and stuff.
Yeah.
How's that been going?
Well, I was at the range. It's a great day for it because I was at the range all day today.
It was a great day for it?
It's a great day to talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
on how it's going.
It wasn't that great of a day to do it, though, because it was
windy as hell.
1,000-mile-per-hour winds.
It wasn't so terrible, but it was much more noticeable because the reason why I was out at the range today is because our department, we're getting issued new firearms, and we're switching to red dots, and so we have our qualifications tomorrow. So got out there and put some rounds through it, and the wind really makes that little red dot just move all around. But it wasn't terrible out there. But it wasn't the best. But it wasn't raining or snowing, so. Yeah.
How do you like it?
I love it.
Because all the other guys in your department, they shoot Glock 23s, right?
They did. Everybody switched to Glock 19s now. Okay, I guess I'm not sure about all of them.
But they all switched to 9mm?
Yes, we all switched to 9mm.
Yeah, 17 is the full size Glock 9mm?
Gosh, I don't know though, because I was talking to one of the guys and they were talking about the size difference with their hand. I just assumed
a Glock 19, it's going to be even smaller in the hand feel than a Glock 23. I think it's a Glock 23 is the 45, but 45 is a lot bigger round. Obviously,
Gosh,
it's still a double stacked magazine even for 45. So it's the grip is going to be bigger. It's going to be thicker.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure. I'll find out tomorrow. Nobody has switched over to them yet. We actually just got them issued at a meeting this week to kind of get them in our hands, dry fire, take them out the range if we want to. Tomorrow we do our qualification course with it, but it's more of a training day as well. Get them zeroed in, get used to it. It is a big change. So I do definitely feel like I'm cheating a bit with having a little red dot to look at, but holy crap, the accuracy improves so much that it only makes sense that we switch to that. But it's definitely a learning curve. Some things that I didn't really think about that would be on that learning curve. It's like, when you first draw up what?
It's Glock 21. 23 is 40 Smith & Wesson. Glock 21 is 45. Sorry. I had to look it up quick. I don't have a Jamie here.
Oh, Jamie.
Yeah.
So anyways, like the number one thing once I got it in my hands was when you first draw, the dot's not there. You have to like find it. Mm-hmm. And I didn't exactly expect that. I mean, we have our rifles, but it was just different because you're drawing completely different, from your holster on your hip rather than a, full-size rifle. So that took, I went out twice and just dry fired, just holster up, find the dot, holster back, and got a couple tips here and there. A big one that you even said applies even when you did it was that if, you're drawing out and you're not seeing that red dot right away, squeeze. If you're right-handed, squeeze your left hand, your support hand. Mm-hmm. Like give it a good, like even though you've got your hold, give it a good squeeze and it appears.
Yep. So because I've never had that issue necessarily, but I've always had like a strong support hand, like grip wise.
So you didn't have trouble finding the dot?
No, I haven't had
on a pistol.
No, but when you told me that, because I never noticed that before, because I've always just had a strong support hand. Like
look at you.
But then when I went out, when you told me about that, I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's real. So I just had like a little bit looser grip on my support hand, and it was much more. There's a lot more, much more variance between like the dot moving around if I had a little bit weaker support hand. So with that red dot, it really does accentuate like a weaker support, a support hand.
Yeah.
So when I squeezed it, it did like bring it down and just right there.
I would say, after I dry fired for a couple days, I really wasn't having much trouble finding that dot anymore. Every now and then, I'd be like, oh, where'd it go? You got to tighten up your grip and everything. But was today the first day? No, I shot it a couple days ago out here at our house, just at a little steel we have. But I went out to the range today and put a lot of rounds through it. I don't know. I think it was like 3. I don't know how many was in that case, the plastic handle one. I pretty much emptied it out.
Seriously? There's probably close to 300, if not right around there.
Yeah. I pretty much emptied that out. And I didn't know how. I just kind of decided I was going to stay out there until I felt like I was going to shoot 100 on the qual course. Because
just so you know, we started the summer with almost 1,000 rounds in that box. So that's cool.
Yeah. I know a lot of those are we've done.
I shot a lot too. I shot quite a bit too.
Yeah, it's just funny because I was at Fleet Farm today buying ammo, and it's just funny how as Michael Scott would say, as the turntables turn, or however.
How the turntables have turned.
Yeah. He used to come home with these boxes, and I'm like, what the heck?
What are you doing? I'm like, I'm buying ammo, stocking up. Every time 9mm is on sale, I buy. Well, whenever I go to Mason, I always swing through Fleet Farm or Dunham's, and I buy a box no matter what, whether it's on sale or not. But I try to buy just the cheaper, whatever is there. And whenever something's on sale, I always buy at least a couple boxes of it when it's on sale, just because we're gonna go through it. It's almost like buying canned goods.
Right, you're going to use them.
You're going to use it eventually, and if you don't
and it
use
stays
it...
good in the pantry.
Yeah, like, ammo doesn't go bad unless you put it in a magazine. So that's my philosophy. Is like, once it gets loaded into a magazine, then you have to shoot it while you're there.
Right.
Because otherwise it will go bad in the magazine.
Yeah.
But it doesn't go bad in a box, so...
It's a good analogy to have.
It's not an analogy, but...
Or whatever. It's been going good, though. I'm excited. It does feel a little bit like cheating. My best qualification course score, iron sights, was a 90... Did I have a 90?
You get a 98 once, or whatever.
No, I think 98 was rifle. Oh, wait, no, I think that was handgun.
It was handgun.
I think you're right.
Because I remember you were like, I would have had it if it wasn't for this instance. I think you had a malfunction. That was the day of the malfunction.
Yeah, you're right. So, yeah, and that was a big deal for me, having that high of a score. And it wasn't the lowest. I mean, not that it's a competition between the others, but wasn't the lowest score. And, I went in when I started, I was always the lowest scoring one. Mm-hmm. I was always passing, but I was the lowest scoring. And I didn't like that.
What's passing? 90?
I think by the ILEA standards, it's 80 or 82. I don't know for sure. But for us, I know I was told like 90.
90 is like what
you think. Want.
If you shoot 90, honestly, then you're like, okay,
I'm
cool.
not sure.
Shoot less than that. Then you're
this is a 50 round qual course.
Pussy is.
25 yards and in. A couple different variations. We do one-handed, sport hand only. We do prone, kneeling, standing. We, do rapid fire. We transition throughout combat reloads. It's a good course, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's challenging. And so anyways, from where my score started, my very first qual course, I did pass, but it wasn't pretty. And I wasn't happy with it. It was passing, which meant I could carry and I was, good to go, but I wasn't happy with it. So now with my iron sights, that score kept improving. And then went out today. And now that I have, it was just crazy because when I first went out there, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have 100, no problem. I was just out there by myself today. It's just going to be easy peasy. I'm going to have the tightest group ever. And I quickly let that get to my head and was just relying on that little red dot at the target and let some of my fundamentals go. And yeah, I threw a couple. It was like, it's just so evident that dot doesn't do all the work for you just because that's there. You still have to have all your fundamentals.
Oh yeah.
And apply them. Otherwise, it doesn't matter that you have, a dot on paper and it's right there. It doesn't matter. You still, a couple times I was like, I knew it was my grip. Another time, I didn't have enough finger in the trigger. Well, there was just things that I just kind of got, like as I first got out there, I was like, oh, this is going to be so easy. And I just kind of wasn't focusing. I wasn't focusing on squeeze, and all the things I had to do when I'm just shooting iron sights. And so I quickly had to re-implement those things. And then my group started looking a lot better.
So that's kind of something I've noticed with people too. It's like, there's certain people like in hunting that I've noticed that, I don't know how to say this, I guess nicely.
Just say it.
There's a lot of bow hunters I've met in my life. Not like the guys that we roll with, like Curtin, Work Class, and all them. Like everyone that we roll with, they take like bow hunting very seriously, and they take all their hunting seriously, whether it's with a gun or a bow. But I've met a lot of like hunters that also bow hunt that when they get a rifle in their hand, they're just like fucking laser beams. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's not how ballistics work.
No.
But like shooting a gun, yes, it is much more effective than a bow and arrow. Yes, it is. The range is like fucking 4 times at least of that. Like for like an average shooter, it's easy to shoot like at least 4 or 5 times farther than an archer can, a proficient archer. So it is easier to get out there at longer distances and make quick, like effective kills and shots. But I have also seen a lot of guys are like, hey, I have a fucking gun in my hand, so now it's just fucking point and shoot. Just put the fucking scope, put the reticle on where I want to hit, and it doesn't matter if it's 50 yards or 1,000 yards. Like it's going to go there because it's a bullet. It's a rifle, right? That's not the case at all. Like there's a lot that goes into shooting a gun proficiently. Like no matter who you are and what you're using, no matter what your weapon of choice is, it's like you need to put the time in, and then you start noticing all those little things. But you need to have your fundamentals down no matter what you're shooting. Same with the handgun, whether it's handgun or a rifle. Like when you're shooting a handgun, you're like, holy shit! Like your groups are this, right? When I say this, I mean like, what is that? By
a foot.
A foot, like 12 inches. If you have a 12-inch group with at like 25 yards, that's fucking good. Like, that's pretty good. You have a 12-inch group at 25 yards, that's pretty damn decent with a handgun. If you have a 12-inch group at 25 yards with a rifle, you fucking suck. You know? So like, it's way different.
It is.
But you need to have your fundamentals down no matter what you're shooting, whether it's bow and arrow or fucking handgun or rifle, right?
Yeah.
And you're really noticing that. And I'm glad that you started with iron sights in the department. That really does hone in your fundamentals a lot, is having iron sights. And if you get good with iron sights, then you throw an optic on there, then it's like, what you just said, where it's like, it almost feels like it's cheating. Like it makes it takes a lot of that guesswork out that that you have with the iron sights. Like you have to line up your rear sight with your front sight post. You have to make sure that's leveled. And you don't want your front sight post to dip or raise above level with the rear sight, right? So there's a lot more you have to do in order to get the bullet to go where you want it to go. And then when you put a red dot on there, it's like put the dot on the paper and fucking squeeze the trigger. You know?
And a great example too is, do you remember when I first I had taken the department's rifle and I had taken it out, and our sheriff had said, no optics on it. You're going to shoot 100 yards iron sight before you move on up. And I was like, what? And it was kind of one of those things where I was like, 100 yards, like iron sights. And I mean, it was very intimidating. And I, even still, I'm such a new shooter, but at that point it was very intimidating, but I did, you know, I shot iron sights at 100 yards, and then you get something on there and it does. It almost feels like you're cheating. You're like, holy crap, this is so much easier. But it did very much. I had to rely only on fundamentals to get that good shot. I mean, it wasn't going to happen any other, and I mean, you're not going to get it anyways. But yeah, it definitely was good for training purposes. And I'm definitely going to make sure that I'm still going out with my handgun with iron sights so that I don't know, just to keep up good practice. Cause and like I said today, I really was reminded quickly that you still have to keep all the fundamentals. You really, really do, because you can still throw shots just because there's, a dot on your paper that you're aiming for. If your grip's not tight enough, if your, finger's not right on it, if you're anticipating it, that still all applies.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, I was listening to this guy. This is where, Ben Stoger, he's a competitive shooter. He's like USPSA Grand National Champion, fucking Grandmaster, badass pistol shooter, right? So on a lot of his videos, he really harps on being target focused, and we talk about that a lot. And I told you, it's like, hey, this fucking, if you're target focused, and when I say target focused, I mean you have your target, and inside of your target, you have multiple little targets in there. You want to aim for the smallest target inside center mass that you can. And when I say target focus, I mean you're staring at that spot you want to hit, the spot within the spot within the spot that you want to hit, right? And then when you draw your gun, you punch out and you're getting your grip on, you're lining everything up. Once you do all that, once you draw your gun, that's step one, you punch out and you get your support hand on and you're feeling really good. Then you line up your iron sights, if you're iron sights, or if you're, get your dot on that spot wherever you want to go. But then after that, you move through your sights and back onto where you want to hit, because everything's already there. You've already done all those steps leading up to it. And then you're focusing on that spot you want to hit, and everything's just a reference. Like it'll be a little bit blurry in your vision, but you're focused so hard on that spot because your brain, the way it works is like, everything's going to stay lined up generally. But if you focus on your dot, if you just focus on your dot and try to keep that on that spot, then you're going to see a lot of this, right? You're going to see your dot shaking all over the place, and you're like, oh, fuck. And then you're just going to, and you're going to try to time it.
Yeah.
and you're going to try to
still.
time it. And so when you try to time it, when it's right there at that spot that you want to hit, then you're going to slap it. You're going to pull it, right?
Yep.
So you're not focusing on your trigger squeeze. You're not focusing on executing a good shot. You're focused on fuck. It's almost like hitting slot machines, right? You're just like, stop,
Yep.
you know? Like,
and I did that today.
Yeah. And you'll have that happen every once in a while. But if you're focused on that spot and you're just going to be okay with that dot shaking a little bit,
Yeah.
you're just going to be okay with it. You're just going to trust that it's going to line up. Your brain's going to line that up where it needs to go. And it's fucking weird how it works, but that's how the brain works. That's how the body works, right? And archers say it all the time, too. John Dudley says it all the time. Joel Turner, he says it all the time. He does like shot IQ. He is like he's a cop. He's a SWAT guy. And he was actually a firearms instructor. And that's how he taught his guys, too, was be target focused. Like all these really super high level shooters, whether it's archery or guns or whatever it is, they are all target focused.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because like that's just how the body works. But you need to have your fundamentals down. You need to know how to line all that stuff up and move through it and have the confidence to execute that shot.
Yeah. And I will say, though, I feel like having that red dot on there is helping me be more target focused because I really struggled with that with iron sights. When I was first learning and I would get frustrated and everything, it was just like there's so much to focus on. It's like, you got to make sure you're standing right, your hips are right, your arms are right, you're breathing right, your trigger finger, your support hand, your sights are lined up, your target focus. There's so much that's into one little shot and making sure it goes where you want it to go. And at the beginning, it was a lot. And I had some really bad days on the range where it's just like, I'm just not freaking getting it today. It's not happening. And then, then it got better and better, and I'm still learning so much. But I did have that thought today, though, as I was thinking of all this, and I'm like, I do think it's helping me be more target focused because there is a couple less things to focus on.
Right. Yep.
Now, I did let that, there was a couple times where, and I've learned this, I don't know if anybody else is this way, but if I have anything else running through my head other than the words squeeze over and over and over, it's not as good. And I mean it. Like,
yep.
If I have any other thought in my head other than squeeze over and over and over when I pull a shot, I mean, that's just has to be what's in my head. That's what I've come down to when I'm on the range, especially going through like a qual course. That can be the only thing in my head, and it makes such a difference for me. Because otherwise I think I end up slapping it. I think that's kind of my problem is, I'm like getting right at the spot and I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yep.
Go.
Yep.
There it is. And it's like, and then that's not where it was.
I'm so glad that you're getting to that point where you're noticing that stuff, because that is what like Joel Turner from Shot IQ, his thing. That's what that's his big thing that he preaches on is like, get a mantra, get a shooting mantra, whether it's, even when you're shooting fast, you still have a mantra that you're going through in your head. It keeps you on pace, right? So it keeps you consistent, right? So, and if you're starting out, it's like, it's like, okay, draw, point, punch out, grip, sights, target, squeeze.
That's too much.
Shoot. But it's like really, it's really long, right? When you're first starting out, because you need to really break down all those fundamentals.
When you're going
when you get better and better and better, then it's like all that stuff, steps 1 through 6 are fast, like,
they kind of
second
turn into
or
muscle,
two,
a little bit of muscle memory.
Bit of muscle memory, but you saw that mantra, right? So his thing is like when he's shooting archery, he's like fucking squeeze, because when you're shooting, whether it's compound bow or a recurve or longbow, no matter what kind of archery equipment you're shooting, you're still squeezing. So you want that back tension. You're squeezing that back tension, squeeze, and then you're just like squeezing through the shot. Right, so then it takes you by surprise. So a surprise shot, whether you're shooting archery or guns, handguns, rifles, fucking grenade launchers, it doesn't matter. You want that surprise shot that kind of catches you off guard and it breaks, right? Then you're like, oh shit, nice. Oh wow, that caught me by surprise, and that's generally your best shot. But when you're shooting fast, you just want that to happen faster, right? So when you're saying that, you're like, all I want to focus on is squeeze. I'm like, that's fucking great because you're going to get everything else dialed in, and then all you're focusing on is your squeeze. And that's exactly what you want to do, right? You want to focus on that squeeze, because if you are getting that point where you're just like, getting nervous and you're like, fuck. I just want it over with. Like, just get this shit over with because it's too nerve-wracking. Like, embrace it. Sit in that shot for a little bit longer. Like, when you're training, especially, like, sit in that moment. Sit in that moment right before you the gun goes off. Sit in that moment for a minute and fucking squeeze it and feel it. Feel everything, right? So really fine-tune your shooting by just kind of taking in that moment during range day. Because then when you get the moment of truth, like I've been here 1.5 million times, it's natural and squeeze, and you're going to do what you need to do. So it's just a lot. I don't know. It's just it's cool because I don't think we've ever really talked about that, like in specific of those specific people that preach that as instructors.
No,
I don't think we've ever talked about that. So it's cool that you see that as a, I guess, quote unquote, like newer shooter. You've been doing it for a few years now, I guess. Like,
no, not even
a year.
2.
Okay.
2.
Since we started this whole deal, because we were living in the old house before when we started. When you said we were sitting outside, and you're like, "I want to be a cop."
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, well,
but that wasn't a serious conversation.
No.
Serious conversation happened here at this house,
right? But it was the first time.
Yeah.
So I guess I feel like you were already taking it serious by that time when you first asked me.
Yeah.
So I was counting that. I was like,
so like mental. 2 years. I would say 2 years since I started getting on the range, but. Yeah, you're the one that taught me, it should take you by surprise. And that is something that I repeat. That thought is always reoccurring in my head. And it's true. If I'm sitting there and I'm properly squeezing off a shot, squeeze, and I mean it. That's all I can have in my head. I can't have anything else in my head except those words. And it surprises me. It's like, then you don't have that anticipation. You're not dipping it. You're not having that anticipation dip. And then, also Luke, our firearms instructor at the department, I remember him talking to me about this in a way too. And this was like our first day on the range. And I was super nervous and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And I got so frustrated with myself so many times. And I mean, I'll remember that day forever, probably. I remember I got really sunburnt too. Because we were out there all day, just
fried.
Oh my gosh!
Wasn't he wearing like a bucket hat and shit?
Oh yeah, he even offered me sunscreen. I don't know. No. I was an idiot. I'm like, oh, we're gonna go to the range for like an hour or two. No, we were out there. I needed it. We were out there
6 hours.
We were out there all day long, learning fundamentals. And holy crap, it's like it's a lot. And but I do remember him having that conversation with me too, where he's like. It goes boom. Like it's not something that you're used to, and basically he was saying the same thing. Like you should be surprised by this. It's a thing going. Big loud noise. It's just like it's okay that it surprises you because you want that.
It's an explosion in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. I've got to. And when I'm not shooting well too, there's usually a couple things. I feel like I've kind of gotten to a good place where I can self-diagnose pretty well. Sometimes, like today, I pulled up that chart, that little wheel of corrections, like depending on where you're shooting, if it's left, high left, or, low right, it's a guide. That doesn't mean that's what's wrong, but it's a guide to kind of help you. And that has helped me before. And today I looked at it and I was glad I did because, I was shooting low right. And on that little guide, it says that you are, squeezing you're tightening your grip as you're squeezing off a shot, basically. Like as you're shooting, you're tightening up while you're doing it. And I'm like, that's never anything that I've really had a problem for. So what I needed to do is I needed to change it was my 0. And so a couple corrections on the dials there and changed that up. And sure enough, it lined up. So,
well, in that guide saying that you're squeezing,
tightening up your grip while
you're shooting, but that all is part of anticipating the shot, right? It's all part of anticipating it. Because like when a gun's about to go off, a lot of people like tense up, right? When they're shooting rifles and stuff too, you'll see that. When I was in the Army, I was trying to teach, privates and stuff how to shoot, and you could see them like they're doing everything right. They're like fucking looking down, and all of a sudden, like right when the shots, they're squeezing, right when the shot's about to break, they're like, you see their whole body just like tighten up real quick, and then their eyes close. And they shoot, but they don't even realize it because it happens so fast. So you have to be really watching it. But it's all part of anticipating the shot and anticipating the recoil, especially where it's like you're gripping it harder right before the shot goes off because you're anticipating it. But you should just be gripping it hard as fuck
from the beginning
to the end. So it's the same every time. So yeah, but
and I definitely have had anticipation issues. Oh yeah, dipping it, and I think
you don't have those anymore. Really, I don't think
they'll every now and then. Like I've caught myself. I'm like, and like I'll go and I'll catch myself before I squeeze off a shot, and I'm just like, what the heck? Like where did that come from? But it was really, really bad at the beginning, and the best way I combated that was I dry fired. I dry fired till I couldn't dry fire anymore, and also, something our firearms instructor did, which was great, is he would hand me a mag. Or no, he would just take my gun and then hand it back to me, basically. And I didn't know if there was a live round in it or if there wasn't. And when he first did that, it was the first time I realized what my anticipation was actually causing. I was like, whoa, like, holy shit. I dipped that gun so far down, I might as well have been dipping it in a bucket. Like, it was so dramatic. But when you're shooting your shot, you don't realize you're doing that, you know?
No.
You have a big thing going boom in your hand, so you don't realize that you're literally jerking that gun down.
Well, and it's a handgun. And handguns, it does not take that much movement to have the round hit the dirt.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't take that much movement, so it's a lot, you don't notice it. You know, it's a lot easier, it's a lot harder for people to realize what they're doing, especially if they're newer shooters. Like, when we first started doing this, you're like you're hitting the dirt. Like, you're in the dirt because you're anticipating a shot. Like, I don't fucking get it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But at that point, you were already committed to learning, so you're like, well, I need to figure it the fuck out. So dry fire, and that's how you fix it. That's great.
And it's free. That's the biggest thing when you talk to people, and it's like, you just can't preach that enough when you're talking to, you know, people when they're talking about shooting and stuff, because it's like, it's not cheap going out to the range and, you know, 300, 400, 500 rounds through. Like, it's not the cheapest hobby there is.
Right.
And
the conservationist in me says go out there and burn a shit ton of rounds, but.
Well, right. But I'm just saying, especially new shooters where it's like, it might be, you know, say you're a new shooter and, you know, you go out and you buy a gun and you want to carry it around and, you know, you want to do it safely and you want to be proficient and you want to be able to protect yourself, whatever the reasons, you know, you have that has given you the drive that you're doing this. Mm-hmm. And then you go buy, you know, 300-400 rounds and you're still not getting it.
Yep.
Your target still looks like shit and you're not, I mean, that's not fun.
If you're even hitting the target.
Right. That's not fun. And so instead of having to do that over and over where you're spending all this money on it's like, go home, watch TV, and dry fire things. Mm-hmm. You know, just do it over and over and over. It doesn't cost anything. It gets that. You know, I'm saying everything that was said to me. Yeah. You know, it gets it in your hands. You know, you just get so much more comfortable with it, and it's free. I
would do that all the time especially when I was in El Paso by myself. Like, I just fucking have my handgun and
there's fly.
You fucking.
We gotta take care of this. I don't even have a hat. I've got this notebook.
It's a fucking piece of shit, dude.
Oh, it's He's fat one.
Big old fat fuck. I already got him once, but I didn't catch him. Oh my god.
Where'd he go?
Nope, he's still in here.
Now I closed him in.
Oh well. But what I was saying. Oh yeah, when I was in El Paso by myself, I would do that all the time. Where I just have my Glock and I make sure I obviously verify that it's unloaded.
Yes, always.
Always
triple check.
Safety second, but make sure that it's on there. And that's a joke.
I was like, what? I'm sitting here staring like, what did you just say?
Safety first. Make sure that's unloaded, 100% unloaded before you fucking
check it 10 times. Anywhere. If you walk to the kitchen and walk back, check it again.
I always rack it a few times. For one, I like the sound. For two, it's like you gotta make sure. But I would just dry fire the TV. You know, while I'm watching TV, I would just like shoot the characters I didn't like. You know, so a character that would pop up, I'm like, fucking, and I click on him, like, nice, he's dead. He's dead. But you know, that's how I would train a lot, and it did help a lot. But that's one thing that bothers me when I see like new shooters and they're getting trained by someone that isn't that good of a shot either.
Blind leading the blind.
Yep, it's terrible, especially when you see someone that's not hitting the paper. Like, just move closer. And that's not a bad thing to get to, like, kind of, just in case the new shooter needs a little bit of a mental boost where it's like, okay, I just need to be on paper to see what I'm doing wrong. Because when you're not hitting paper, if you're hitting the dirt or hitting to the left or the right or above it or wherever you're hitting and it's not on paper, you're like, it gets discouraging. Like, where the fuck what am I doing?
It's so discouraging.
So move closer so you can see where you're hitting on paper, then it adjusts from there. But it's like once you're on paper, like, okay, well, that's good. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, it's not. And you need it. What I'm trying to say is, if you have access to an experienced shooter to watch you shoot, that is going to help you exponentially more. So that's, obviously, like, if you have an experienced shooter watching you, that's going to help you so much more. And also just be a good student when you're getting told what to do. Like, you were good, but you weren't good at first.
So
before you wanted to be a cop, you weren't very good.
No, and before being a cop too. And, I'm not ashamed to admit this at all, because I know it is such a common thing. And I've talked with our friends' wives about it. And it's like, we had guns all around the house. And, I was intimidated. I don't know how to exactly explain it. Other people know what I mean. It's like, I knew how to work a gun. I didn't know the ins and outs of it. There was barely anything I knew about it, but I was comfortable having it around the house and having them loaded in certain areas or in safes and everything like that. But there was so much I did not know, and I didn't feel like I had a reason to know. I had I didn't carry one.
You had no drive.
No, I didn't. So we'd go out. I would, shoot a couple times, and I was just like, whatever. But one thing I was, super, super lucky and still lucky to have, because I am by no means an expert. I still don't even refer to things right half the time. I'm just still so new at it.
We just had a conversation today. You want to talk about that?
I don't like to sound stupid, and it happens on moment, whatever it may be. So, especially when it comes to firearms, I don't like saying things wrong. And so
you're a smart, strong girl. Okay.
I try, but
you are.
That was another thing too. It's just, before we talk about that, I was super lucky to, number one, have a department that had confidence in me to learn these things. They knew hiring me. I have no military background. I have no law enforcement background. I had been in the jail, but I mean, that's just that's different from what we do on the road and what I had to accomplish to be somebody that could be on the road and be solo and everything. So number one, having multiple people, having the department have that confidence in me that she can learn this. She doesn't know it now, but she can learn it. We're confident she can. And so we're going to give her the opportunity. We're going to give her all the tools, and we're going to give her the time. And then secondly, having, them personally put that time into me. Our firearms instructor going out to the range with me for hours and hours at a time, multiple times. Still, every qual we have, they're working with us. It's not just going out there, shooting it, and that's it. There's camaraderie and everything that goes with it. We care about each other and, accomplishing goals. And we, if we notice something, it's like, well, why is, I'm having this issue, and we talk about it. And then
in your department is full of, I would say, like studs when it comes to officers. Right. Like, they're all good shots.
Yes.
Even the worst shot is still a good shot. And honestly, you have also a department full of like good instructors that want to teach.
Teaching.
They like teaching. So that's amazing.
Yeah. And we actually, one of our other guys just got, he went through firearms instructor school. So we actually have two now. And I think everybody there could be a firearms instructor. And then, of course, so I would go out with our firearms instructor, have a long, hard day, come home frustrated, or, just wasn't where I wanted to be. I had high goals for myself. And so you were, absolutely amazing. And I will admit,
thanks.
Luke got the better side of me out on the range, and you didn't, because Luke was my he was my coworker. He was my trainer.
Yep.
And so I was professional, and, the emotions came out a little more when we go on the range. My frustration, is just like, I just need a minute. I just don't understand why I'm not getting it. And
there's a certain comfort level that you have with me that you don't have with him. So you're like, if he tells you you're doing something wrong, you're gonna be like, Roger that.
Yep.
If I tell you you're doing something wrong, I'm like, what the fuck am I fucking doing wrong now? I feel like I'm always fucking doing something wrong.
And it was never frustration with you, and you knew that.
I know.
It was frustration with myself. And
there was only like 2 times where I'm like, you want to do this on yourself? On your own?
Yeah.
And you're like, no. I'm like, okay. Then you got to fucking listen to what I'm saying.
So yeah. And like I said, I'm still learning so much. So onto that. So we got red dots and I've heard the term RMR so many times and I just always call it a red dot. That's what it is. It's a dot and it's red. It helps you better.
Right.
So yeah, I had to ask him like, so explain to me what the correct way to refer to my red dot is. Is it RMR? Is it TrichCon? Is it red dot? Yeah. So then you had to educate me on the make model of.
Right. So we were talking about it and you're like, is it red dot site? I'm like, yes. Like,
I knew that.
I know, but you're
like, how do people
then you're like, is it an RMR? Like, yes. Like, well, what is the difference? Like, well, we were talking, like, the way I was explaining, I was like, the red dot site is the overarching term of the site. The RMR is the model. TrichCon is the maker, the manufacturer. Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay.
I just didn't know what ordered.
So you're like, how would that go? Like, explain to me, like, did you bring up the vehicle thing?
Yeah. Okay. So if it's a car, how would you say it?
So I was like,
Ford Escape, you know? Yeah.
So it's like SUV is the red dot site. Mm-hmm. Like the Ford Escape is an SUV. The RMR is a red dot site. So that's the comparison there. And then TrichCon is Ford. Mm-hmm. RMR is Escape.
Yes.
You're like, oh, okay.
I just wanted to make sure I say stuff right because, well, even the last podcast, well, I think on both podcasts, I've said something that totally didn't make sense. In my head, I'm like, oh, I'm saying it right. But
maybe.
I know, you know.
Well, and also, you always say, you talk fast.
Yeah.
So you talk fast and you kind of gloss over things really quickly. Then, like, it'll register with me. I'm like, the fuck? Like when you said Lee County, Iowa, you were already like 17 sentences past that. I'm like, Lee County, Kentucky. You're like, yeah, whatever. Off the races, you know? It's like, so like when you're talking a lot of times, even if you mess something up, you're just kind of like, it's like, well, fuck, it's too far gone to like correct her now. I don't want to interrupt the role she's on, so just let it go.
Yeah. Sometimes I've thought to myself, I have a goal of like speaking slower and, you know, fuck that. No, I have a hard enough time because my brain is going so fast and my mouth can't always even keep up with it. And that's why I have to talk so fast is because otherwise, if I don't get it all out, I'll forget something or I'll lose my train of thought. I mean, I suppose it's ADD brain or whatever, but I've always been that way. I've always been a fast talker. And the times I try to like slow it down, I just sound like Forrest Gump or something. It just doesn't sound, it's just not right. It's not the same speed as my thoughts and my brain is going.
See, I talk a little, especially on the podcast, I've been trying to talk a little bit slower just because if I start talking fast, especially when I get drunk, I'll start like talking fast and I'll like listen back on something like the Scout Platoon episodes, especially towards like episode 3 of that. I'm like, I'm fucking drunk. So I'm like, blah, 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 blah. All the words just kind of flow together into one jumbled up mess. And it's almost like, you ever seen those things on the internet where it's like a paragraph and they're like, if you can read this, then you're fucking super smart. Like you're super awesome. And it's like, the first and last letter are right.
Yeah.
But everything in the middle of the word is scrambled up, but you can read the sentence just fine. Like, I feel like that's how I talk sometimes, where like the words come out fucked up and wrong. But like people generally understand what I'm saying. People generally get it, but it sounds atrocious. Like I sound like a garbage disposal sometimes, where I'm just like, it's just a jumbled up mess because I don't know if my lips are fat, my cheeks are fat, where it's like,
you don't have fat cheeks.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes I do. Cheeks. But
I think you don't open your mouth very much.
Or maybe it's just because I have a deeper voice and it just. I
think it's a combination of your deep voice and you don't open your mouth very much. Some people are like wide mouth talkers.
Politicians do that. Maybe I should talk like a politician some more and enunciate my words a little bit better.
Your nose scrunches a lot.
Yeah, like because we're watching a lot of Fox News and stuff at work. And I look at these politicians and I'm like, oh yeah, you can hear every single word they're saying. But then I'm like, yeah, but they're talking like a politician. Like, I don't know. When you over enunciate, sometimes it makes it seem like you're a fucking liar. I think, I don't know.
Yeah. One thing, before I lose this thought, another thing I want to talk about that has been different too is with our new guns we got, I got a new holster. It's a level 3 So it's got
level 3 retention.
Yeah. So it's got a lot of stuff on it before you get the gun out.
Is that because it has 3 parts?
Well, I don't. So it's got. See, this is where I don't know proper terms. So it's got the little plastic cover.
Strap,
no.
Plastic cover. Sorry, that covers the red dot.
I was working my way through it. So it's got that. Yes, that's not a part of the levels of security on it. That's to protect the red dot. And then we've got a strap over the top that you push down and forward. And then you do this all in one swift motion. So you push that down and forward, and then your thumb kind of comes off that top one and just goes down into a second button lever thing that it goes back, and then you're able to pull out the firearm. And I was actually pleasantly surprised. I was a little like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be the one out there and I'll be like pulling on my gun, like, come on, start coming out.
Bitch.
Like, what did I push?
What the fuck?
But it's actually been pretty smooth. It only added pretty much one more motion for me to do. And it's, our fire instructor was really big when he was first showing me. He's like, make sure it's all in, one motion. It's not 2 steps. It's still 1 step, push down. It's just, you got to make sure you're positioning your hand correctly, that you're able to do that in one swift motion rather than.
Right.
So
I will say that another nice thing about the department you're in, they don't skimp on gear. Like, you guys get good shit, which is awesome. So you guys have Safariland holsters.
Yep.
And those Safariland holsters are fucking nice. So when you're talking about your level 3 retention holster, when you're pushing that strap down, because if you just try to push it, like, if you have that, it's so hard.
You have to go forward.
It's hard.
It's down and forward.
There's a little lip on the inside of that strap. You push that part down, and then you fling it forward with your thumb, and it flips down, right?
Yep. And then thumb,
right there, but right after you complete that action, right as you're flipping that down, your thumb kind of comes down, and it's almost like right there on that button already, which is nice.
Back.
Because that Safariland holster, they have it configured in a way where it is, you can do it all in one swift motion and still get your gun out and drawn in a fairly quick fashion. Because like competition holsters, if you're looking at like USPSA, they require, if you're shooting like factory division, then you need to have your trigger guard covered. So if you're shooting open, like some of those open holsters on these competitions, like if you're shooting open division, anything goes. You can have that gun all raced out, fucking all sorts of crazy shit. And they usually shoot like 1911 platform handguns, but 9mm out of it, double stack 9mm. And it's fucking crazy. Like they have a big frame that comes up. They have the red dot on it, so the red dot doesn't move. So it's over the slide. So the slide reciprocates back and forth, but the red dot doesn't move. So like your gun, the red dot is on the slide, so it's moving no matter what. But those open division guys, they have a fucking arm that comes up and over, and it sits over top of the slide, so that red dot never moves. But then their holsters, they're completely open, like it's almost just a post that goes into the barrel of the handgun, and it sits in that. So when they go to draw, it's just like right there. Like there's no safety mechanism whatsoever to hold it in, really.
It's just literally to hold it there on your hip.
Just fucking hold it there on your hip. But when you're a cop, you can't fucking have shit like that. Because then anyone can just come up and grab your gun and shoot you with it or whatnot. But so those Safariland holsters, I kind of forgot where I was going with that. Those Safariland holsters are nice. The trigger guard's all fully covered. The strap is over top of the gun to save it from getting pulled out. And that button, after you flip that strap down, that button is holding the gun in place too. So it's like it's all
you can't pull it out without doing it.
When you get in a scuffle with somebody, they can't pull that fucking gun out in the middle of a dogfight,
Yeah.
So.
And especially it's like, if you were to come, you've done it too, where you've come, where you're like, let me try and get it out. And where everything's at on it because you're familiar with the holsters. But it definitely, if you were to get that first strap down, you're thinking, because you see the gun, it's like, it looks like you should be able to just pull it out, but you can't. It's in there until that second button gets pushed and then pulled out. That's something I was going to say about that. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised after dry firing. What I was doing each time was reholstering, pulling it out, drawing, firing, dry firing. And the only thing is getting it back in. If we've talked about this on a lot of trainings before, but if you ever watch any, Live Cop or what is that show called? Live
PD.
Live PD. Stuff like that, or you were even watching YouTube videos. I watch videos like that all the time because I like watching them. It's fun. But one thing that is a common trend, especially in a high elevated situation, a scuffle has happened, something is going on where an officer has drawn, and maybe they went from, because it's a common thing where, you might start with deadly force, but you switched to or lethal force, you switch to non-lethal, aka you go to your taser then. You've got the situation at a point where you reholster, but you're still going to grab your taser or something like that. But the big thing you'll see in a lot of videos is the cop trying to reholster. And he's got his eyes on who he needs to have him on. He doesn't want to take his eyes off. And he's sitting there, and they're trying to reholster, and it's not going in. They can't find where their gun needs to go back into. And I've watched some of those videos, and I've watched, if I'm watching on YouTube, and I'll see how long it takes them to get it. And it can be,
a second or two.
No, longer. Oh yeah. Sitting there. I would say, 5, 6, 7 times trying to get that back in the holster.
Yeah.
And I've always thought, I never want that to happen. I never want to be sitting there deciding that I am ready. We're at a point in this situation where I am ready to holster my weapon. I no longer feel the need, but this situation has not yet been resolved. Maybe I need to, go to non-lethal or something like that. I never want to be sitting there fumbling around trying to get that back in the holster. So that's been a little different. Trying to get that down smooth.
Yeah, because with that little extra retention on the gun, it does seem like the level 3 is a little bit more, I guess, not finicky, but particular with how you reholster. You're not just dropping it back in.
No, because it's not empty in there. It's not just a hollow shell.
It's formed. To the gun.
Yeah, it's got cutouts for everything, and so if it's not lined up, it's not just going to fall back in. Right. If I have it there and I just throw it down, it's not just going to fall in. It's not hollow in there.
When you have a surefire light on yours too.
Yeah.
So it's like the light needs to go in the light spot. If you have it a little too far forward, it's never going to go in. If you have it a little too far back, it's going to catch. So it's like everything needs to go back into place.
Yes, nice and smooth.
Where it needs to go. If you have something off, then it's going to fuck with
it's not going to go in.
So it just takes a little practice is all.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you were practicing.
Oh,
holy
got
fuck.
that fly.
Jeez, Pete's. But yeah, it just takes a little training, and you've been doing good with it during dry fire, like reholstering and stuff, and drawing and holstering. That fucking gets that muscle memory down like really well. So,
and I said this on the first podcast you and I did when I was just talking about, because the first podcast we did, that was after I'd been like a year into training and field training, but I remember it was like the day after I got the check mark, the okay, the sign off that you're on your own now. You are completely certified. You have done all your training. We're confident that you are ready to go solo. And I remember that was a big deal. But I had told you, and on the podcast, that this has been the hardest thing to all components cumulatively have been the hardest thing, but firearms was extremely difficult for me. I mean, it was something zero. I mean, not even the littlest bit of experience. And it's a very skilled thing. It's not just, and you got to keep up with it too. If, like our range day video, when you and I went out in the spring, it was like, holy crap. You can tell we didn't shoot all winter, because it was just like,
oh yeah, like me too. Like I've shot the majority of, at this point now in my life, the majority of my life, I've actively shot guns pretty consistently. Like every summer. I don't think I've ever gone a summer. I don't think I've ever. There's never been a year of my life since I was like 10 years old that I haven't shot a gun at least a couple times. That year. So it's like the vast majority of my life I've been shooting guns. So certain things do just come like kind of second nature. Like stuff that I learned when I was 10, 11, 12 is, stuff that you're learning now.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've always loved. It's just something like, for some reason, guns. I've just always loved guns and like hunting and shooting that kind. I've always just loved that stuff for some reason. So it's always been easy for me to just keep up to date with it because the shit does change. Like new guns come out, new optics come out, new this, new that, new shit comes out all the time. So it's like it's always been easy for me because I've just always looked it up, and it's always been part of my DNA, I guess, to look that stuff up and keep up to date. But you're learning stuff that I learned when I was very, very young, and it is hard. It's kind of hard for me to catch that stuff without you like specifically asking. Like, 'cause there's been certain times in when I'm training you where I'm like glossing over certain things. Like, wait a second, like we had to sit down one time and I had to explain the parts of the gun, to you because it's like. Because I just glossed over that.
You did? Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what this is.
I've known this forever, so I just assume that you do too, and it's just the stuff that I'd never really thought about. You're like, break it down to me like I'm 5. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah,
like, all right,
literally.
well, this is called your rear sight.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, cool. I just thought there were sights.
Yeah.
Like, this is the rear sight, front sight post, like all that stuff, right? We broke it down Barney style, and like that. I think that really helped for you, at least for me, to help you with it because I would just gloss over that stuff if I'm talking to somebody else. And that's the kind of the difference between guys and ladies too, is like a lot of guys have more pride. And if I'm talking to a guy that's never shot before and I do that, they just won't ask. They'll just be okay with being ignorant. And you're like, wait a second, like what the fuck is this? And why are we doing this? Like, why is it like this? And it's like, oh, okay, well. You
really got to be, and I learned this quickly, just like today with the RMR and the red dot and I wanted to make sure I'm saying and understanding it correctly. You really can't like, and sometimes I make a joke about it too. I'm just like, I don't know what that means. Like, hang on, like stop. Like, I'm sorry. I know this should be like elementary, I guess, in this, but I don't break it down for me. And that's why it is a far goal of mine because I do not feel like someday I would love to be able to put on some type of beginner female shooting something because just like our, Matt's wife, Lex.
To become an instructor to a certain extent, at least.
Yeah. Well, and just to go over that stuff because even like with, Lex or Matt's wife, when she was over the one day, like Matt has guns, she's around him all the time, but she was in like the same boat where I started where she's like, I'm not super comfortable. Like if I have to handle this thing, she's like, I'm not confident. And so the very first thing I did is I was like, we went into our safe and everything and I pulled out our Glock and I'm like, can you check this to see if it's loaded? And she's like, no. I'm like, and that's okay. I didn't either. And that's all stuff that most men, and especially most men that are shooting, they know this is not anything to teach. This is just something they know.
It's second nature.
Yeah. They don't think about breaking that down. But for most females, I would say that's the intimidating stuff. That was the stuff for me. It's like, I know what you do with that thing, but when it comes down to doing it safely, or being confident that I know what's going on with that weapon that's sitting in the safe in our living room or something like that, if I didn't have the confidence to go check if, it was loaded and all I knew before this too was I knew if a gun was loaded or not loaded. When you would say, well, there's not one in the chamber. What?
Yeah.
And I know I'm not the only one. Like, but, and it's, when it comes to women and too, they don't want to seem like a dumb woman that doesn't know anything about guns.
And that's the thing. So I was talking earlier about, men and their pride and how they just be like, oh, okay, I just won't ask the stupid questions even if I don't know. Women have pride too. They're prideful in their own way where it's like, they don't want to
seem dumb.
It almost comes out as like fear to an extent where it's like, I'm just afraid to look stupid. And that's kind of the same with guys, like, but not necessarily the same where it's like guys will just fake it till they make it kind of thing. Women will just be like, I'm not doing it.
Right.
I'm just not going to go there because I don't know. And girls are okay with saying like, I don't know. And I don't care to learn, but I think they would secretly, a lot more women than we think would like to learn. They just aren't comfortable asking and they don't have, because it is intimidating, okay. So what's the first thing you do if you don't have any guns, you're not really into guns, but you want to get into them. Maybe you're getting a little more curious about guns, and you're like, oh, it'd be cool to know that. That'd be a good skill to know, especially living in America, where guns are ingrained into our DNA as Americans. It'd be cool to know that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But what's the first thing you got to do? You got to go get a gun. And where do you go get a gun? At a fucking gun shop. And who runs a gun shop? Guys. Mm-hmm. And who, when you go there to look at a gun, and you grab a gun, and you're like, okay, and they put it in your hands, you're just like, this is a foreign object. Like, what do I do with this? Then you end up, maybe you point it at someone on accident, like, whoa, don't fucking point that at me. He's like, oh my God, okay, put it down, like, I'm
Bye.
good, see ya. I fucked up. You know, it's like, they're not comfortable going to that gun store and being like, okay, I don't know shit about shit. Mm-hmm. Like, I want a gun, I want to learn about guns. I need some. Can you teach me? Can someone teach me? Can you refer to someone that can maybe teach me something? That's
go with you to buy a gun.
That's too much. That's too much work.
We just need to sell guns that way. Well,
I know, but that's the thing. Like, what I was getting at is like, if you started it, or like, that's why I'm a huge believer in like almost segregating women and men when it comes to shooting. When it comes to learning, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying women can't compete with guys, because it's not necessarily a physical competition.
Oh, look at my favorite female shooter, Lena. Yeah. She's a tiny little thing.
And she's awesome. She can shoot fucking better than I can.
She's amazing.
So it's like, but it's one of those things where I think having female instructors out there in the world is very important for female shooters, because it just adds a whole different comfort level. Like, I can teach Lexi something, but she's going to hear it a lot differently from you.
Yes.
Than she would from me,
she
or Matt, or whatever, you know?
And one of the biggest things when you're talking about, you know, women still have the pride in it, or they don't want to look dumb, primarily from the people we know, what I see, well, husband has that. Husband knows how. They rely, you know.
What happens when husband's not fucking
exactly.
there, though? And then you're getting raped in the kitchen. Not good.
Whew. Well, and they're I remember even back to when, you know, you were traveling for work and you had to go to Oregon, and I heard a noise outside and I'm the only one home.
Yeah.
Or Charlie's upstairs sleeping or something like that.
You fucking called me.
Yeah. And it's like, I didn't like that, but those instances were so few and far between, and nothing bad actually happened, that it never gave me the drive to be like, I need to learn this. I would think it in the moment, be like, oh my gosh, I need to know how to work this gun. I need to be able to, you know, protect us. Like, you know, if something's going on, but then that just kind of would die off. And I think that's a lot of, I mean, I'm sure it's a good percentage. Single women should definitely be learning how to be proficient in it as well, so they can protect themselves as much as anybody else and any other woman. But I think that is a big
lesbians. They should know too.
Seat. Lesbians are women.
I know, but they should definitely know.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you're a heterosexual woman and you're like, oh, I'm going out with my man and he'll protect me, kind of thing. Yeah. If you're a lesbian, like, you just got another bitch sitting next to you that don't know shit, and she ain't gonna be able to fight no guy off either. I don't care how butch you are. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the thing too. I just think that, especially if you have a husband that is a shooter or has guns around the house, like, you feel that protection. That's great. And so learning yourself takes a back seat.
Yeah.
And I don't think we should, like, I just, yeah. And when it comes to like female only training, so I feel like I have a pretty good perspective on this, not in the firearms, but just in general. So I am in a male dominated field, and our department.
Yeah. Strong woman. Breaking
woman. Woo, go me.
Breaking molds here. I know.
I've never pegged myself as to be somebody that would break the mold of a male-dominated field. I don't feel like I am, but our department specifically.
The thing is, too, real quick, if you would have came up to me and been like, honey, I want to be a cop, I'm like, why? Because I want to be the first female officer in Mitchell County. And be like, that's dumb.
Yeah, that's not why I want to do it.
That's silly. You want to do it for good reasons, so it just happened.
Yeah, it did come up organically. Oh, I wish I wouldn't have said that word. I don't like describing stuff that way. I don't like people to describe stuff that way. It can't happen very organically.
Yeah, it's kind of vegan.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Oh, organic.
But no, it did.
I like GMO.
It very much came about where I had a thought, and I didn't tell anybody but you about that thought. Time went on. I don't think that thought had even been brought up really to anybody, but through experience, being in the jail, you know, working with the other officers when they, you know, bring people in. And then it got kind of presented to me in a way like, you should try this. Like these, you're good at this. So yeah, it happened naturally.
It also took you out a couple times as a jailer, just be like, hey, there's females that need to be searched. Like, and then you did really well. And they're like, man, it'd be really cool to have a woman.
Oh my gosh, I have like 3 things I got to remember to say.
On the force, ready to go. Okay, go.
Okay, remind me to talk about female only training. But I got to tell this story quick.
Okay, tell the story.
Do you remember? So this was before the cop journey, far from the beginning of the cop journey. And I was working in the jail, and the guys had asked if I could help with the situation that was going to be happening. And they were like, there's going to be females involved. We have only male officers. We need a female. I'm like, yeah, I'm down. I'm ready. And I took it so seriously that I had I was like, I want to do, even if I do nothing, but maybe pat down one female. Like I want to be the best person that pats down that female it could ever be. And so remember, I had you hiding stuff. I gave you like a little piece of tin foil, like hide this somewhere on your person right now, and I'm going to find it. And we did that like in the living room. And I remember after becoming certified, I ended up telling one of the guys that story. I'm like, that's how, and he was like, seriously? I'm like, I took that night very seriously because I was so excited.
It's a big fucking deal, man.
And guess what? I did. I think there was one female.
You found that crack.
She had a lighter on her.
Yeah, bitch. That's illegal.
No, she didn't have anything illegal. No. But I tell you what, if she had, I would have found it. But no, it did. It came about very naturally. I told them in my board interview, I told them the reasoning. I said, I feel drawn to this. I've done in my now that I'm done with my 20s, I can say in my 20s.
I'm an old hag. Yeah,
now that I've entered the new era. In my 20s, I was very like, I don't like to use the word lost. I was testing stuff out, and some older generations don't like the job hopping. And
midlife crisis.
No, it was never a crisis. I was fine with it. It was everybody else that was having a crisis about me trying a job and then not sticking with it and changing up careers.
In this area, especially. People
the Midwest,
all the
it's
time.
bad. You get a job and you
keep it forever.
You keep that 401k and you never leave.
Are you unhappy? Don't care.
Doesn't matter. You have a 401k. You have IPERS. Don't you ever leave.
Are you kidding me? You got a gold mine.
Yeah. So, I went to early 20s, thought I loved it. Kind of stayed on the banking role. I had moved, so I was at one financial institution, and then I went to another one. And I was like, whoa, this fucking sucks. And it paid like shit, too, for banking, what I was doing.
Fuck out of here.
Oh, my gosh. It was so bad. The pay was so bad. And especially for what I had, the responsibilities I had and what I had to do. And, if I was off even, a penny in my drawer.
Illegal.
Oh, bank shutdown, basically. If you had an offage, it doesn't matter if it's a penny or $1 million. An offage is an offage. If you had more than 3 in a certain time period, you got put on probation.
Yeah, that's coming out of your ass.
Oh my gosh. It was, and it was just shit pay. So anyways.
You're not really making money in banks unless you're a big city banker working for a financial institution. When we're talking about, she's a banker, but she wasn't a fucking banker.
No.
Not a Wall
Counts,
Street banker.
loans, shit like that.
Small town banker shit. Hey, I need $8,000 for this fucking used car. Okay. Well, you have a 200 credit score, so no.
We're doing the thing. We start at one story and we never finish it.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't even remember how this started. Anyways.
Patting people down. Taking it seriously.
Oh, right. So, yeah, I had tried all these different jobs, did banking, didn't like it, got into, kind of an accident, got into agriculture. I did grain marketing and tested people's corn and beans and worked at a co-op and did that. That also paid like shit. And then kind of entrepreneurial side of things, and then started in the jail. And that was kind of mainly I went there because the pay was so good and it was fill-in. So yeah, it all came about very naturally. It wasn't something that I was like, I want to be a cop when I grew up, or I want to be a cop when I'm.
It was you were banking, and then your mom opened the store. You wanted to help her with that. Mm-hmm. You didn't have a whole lot of time. You're like, man, if I quit my fucking job at the bank, I can have more time doing this.
No, I was at the co-op.
No, sorry, co-op. Yeah, you were at the co-op at the time. So like, man, I have a lot more time to do this. Da, da, da. Then you got into banking, but then it's then you found the jail. and you start doing that, then you're split so many different ways. You're like, fuck. And then COVID happened and a bunch of other shit.
The bank was like, you have to get vaccinated. I'm like, bye.
Yeah, vaccinated, we're going to kill you.
So,
that's what they said.
We
so you became
this.
a jailer, and then after the frisking of other ladies, you're like, I want to do this.
I like
want to do this. I like touching.
I want to frisk ladies more.
Touching boobs. Big,
oh my gosh.
Sweaty under boobs.
Oh God.
And
so
find crack.
I remember how we got started in this male dominated stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
breaking barriers.
Yeah, I don't think I'm doing that. But I'm the only female in our department. And I remember in my interview, asking our sheriff, I'm like, why has there never been any females? Like, I just gotta ask you, Just like, nobody.
I don't like them.
Definitely not his answer. He said nobody's ever passed all the, and he said it so like simply like, well, nobody's ever, passed all the stuff they needed to be qualified. I'm like, well, that was a simple answer. Okay.
And God bless him. God bless him for not like lowering the standard just to be like, we want a woman.
Inclusive.
Yeah, be inclusive. He's like, they haven't passed. Right?
Yeah.
How many women? Did he tell you how many women have ever applied?
No. I should
probably
ask.
not a lot, right? There probably hasn't been a lot of
I don't know.
women that even applied.
I don't know.
Huh. Either way.
We don't have a revolving door at our department either. So
No.
there's not a lot of spot. I mean, you can go, 2-3 years? There won't be an opening. I think the first 3. Well, I was just thinking of how many years I was working for the sheriff's department before there was ever an opening in the with the deputies. I think it was 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even expected. So
generally when there's an opening as a deputy in our county is because the sheriff retires.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's generally how it's been going. Like,
yeah. And
Yonker retired, then B
he'd been in for 50 years.
Yeah. He was 50-year-old. Holy
50. Actually, I think it was 51 or 52 years he was sheriff.
He was fucking, when he was a deputy, they were pulling dudes out of the fucking bars to go to court.
Yes.
To have a jury. Like, should we give him a DUI? No. All right. You're free to go.
I can't. He must have done an article or something. I remember reading.
This is his retirement article.
There you go. Yeah, and it's so good. When he first started as the sheriff's deputy, because that's when there was a sheriff and a deputy.
Yep. Yeah, the sheriff's. The sheriff owned that one deputy.
Yes. Yep. He had to use his own car. He had to buy his own gun. And that's
if they
when...
even carried a gun.
They did.
No, I said if they did.
Oh, right.
Back in those days, half the deputies didn't even carry guns.
And then it also talked about how if the deputy or the sheriff was needed, there was like an alarm pole thing they had to call from.
Oh, it was almost like a volunteer fire.
There was, or was it in City Hall or something? Like they could go there, but they had to. That's how long ago. I mean, he was sheriff for 50 years, so
it's a long fucking time.
And so yeah, he was a sheriff for 50 years. So prior to that, he was a sheriff's deputy. So yeah, he was. How old is Yonker?
He probably didn't even graduate. They're probably like at like 6th grade. He's like, I'm done. Like, no problem. Here's your diploma.
Here's your
buddy. Like, I'm gonna be a deputy.
Yeah.
Got deputized at 13.
Yeah, probably. So back into like the male stuff. So what I was getting to was back to firearms and, females and being more comfortable around other females. So I've had to do a lot of training, most all of my training with all or mostly males. Our defensive tactics classes, our firearms classes, the certification classes I had to go to, all of the certification classes I had to go to, which was instead of the academy, where I'd go 1 weekend a month, there was never a female in any of those classes. The defensive tactics.
There wasn't one female in the class at all, even as a student. Oh,
none of those classes I did. I was the only female. In every class, it was a different group of people because you had to have 8 months of it. And some people, like I went in, it was my month 1, but it was their month 4. It was just whenever the classes were available. And you could take them at different places that were certified to give the classes throughout the state of Iowa. So some of them, they only came to where I went for one of the classes because there was one more that they needed and this date worked well. So every time I went, it was a different group of people. And I was always the only female. And
no,
then
it's just a bunch of dudes farting in there.
Oh, yeah. And then my defensive tactics class, the first one I took, I was the only female. Mm-hmm. And that one I actually felt really bad for everybody else that was involved because almost all of them were actually at that course. And they were instructors. They were defensive tactics instructors. And they were basically keeping up their check mark to be an instructor. And so they had to attend some other defensive tactics courses. So here I am, newbie. Yes.
Yeah.
And they're all, and I always felt bad too because if they got paired with me, it was, I only felt bad because I'm like, if you're paired with me, it's only for me to try things on you.
Right.
Me, 140 pounds, 5'5", you 6'6", 280. Like, jeez. It's just for me to try this out. You can't actually try this out on me. Like, you can, yeah, and it's
tough to learn like that.
So I'd always feel bad, for that. And I would try and I never made a big deal about being the only female. I never did any of that. I tried to be helpful where I could, and I took opportunities to learn as I could. But our great and wonderful sheriff, last month, he sent me to a training that I was super happy and super grateful he sent me to because it wasn't even on my list of things that needed to be done. There was a training that was happening in Minnesota. The training was put on by the company is called Storm. It's abbreviated. Yeah. It's abbreviated for something, but
What's
they
it for?
No, do you?
No.
I'll have to look it up.
I figured it'd be like, I was going to say something really bad, but
don't. They're a great company.
I know.
So, their company puts on several different courses: defensive tactics, firearms instructor courses, defensive tactics instructor courses. They have this huge umbrella of courses that they do.
Is it nationwide?
No, Minnesota based.
Okay,
I believe. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. I've only gone to one of the courses.
I'm not a journalist.
So he was like, they're having a females defensive tactics training. It's for 2 days. Do you want to go look into it? I'm like, hell yeah, I want to go. That sounds great. So their training was called FACT, and the acronym was Female Arrest Control Tactics.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Now, going into it, I was a little bit like, all females, great, because defensive tactics, you're rolling around with each other. There's...
Hell yeah, I can see this already. A bunch of chicks rolling around.
Females are obviously more comfortable doing that with other females. I've had to do it with males. It's fine. It's whatever. It's not the same. Especially when you're talking about, the build of the body. Now, it is important to try defensive tactics on somebody larger than me because most people are larger than me. Mm-hmm. But when it comes down to learning the moves, just to get an understanding of what you're trying to accomplish, it is much more beneficial, in my opinion, to do it on somebody of similar size or somebody you can actually easily perform this takedown on.
So at least learn.
Yeah, just to learn it, right? Yep. It's almost like, your first gun you shoot, you're not going to get the biggest, baddest one you got. You're going to work up to it,
Charlie said that when I was shooting with her. She's like, it's nice to start with this 22 because it doesn't kick, at all. So it's nice to start with, then you can move on to bigger guns. So learn the fundamentals. Yeah,
exactly. So I was excited to go to this course. I'm like, I did have one of the defensive tactics course that a female was in, and she was a fucking wimp. And that sucked. And because obviously we got paired before this class. We got paired together because we were the two females in the class. And it just kind of sucked. She didn't want to do much. And I did.
Was she just kind of like...
Meh, I have to be here. Yeah. So it was whatever. So I was excited to go to a course. I had high hopes for it and everything. And sure enough, it was the best fucking training. It was so great. We had great instructors. They're both patrol officers. Both of them have extensive background in jiu-jitsu. The one gal had Muay Thai, boxing, and the one
just a bunch of badasses.
Gosh, her list of qualifications that she had, and she boxed all through college. She's like, but I switched it up to jiu-jitsu. Well, I'm not going to go out there boxing people.
Right.
It's different than that.
Older? Or?
So she was probably 130 pounds soaking wet. She was my height. And I want to say she was probably upper 30s.
Oh, okay.
And just this little, like, she looked like she'd be somebody's teacher. She was just the nicest little thing. But man, she could kick some ass. She really could. And that was awesome. You know, I'm like, damn. So through that 2 days of training there, doing it with just females, I was even though it's like, I don't know what the right word is. It's like, you guys got to have your own little training, female only. It's like you never have just like male only stuff. For the most part, when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's just...
Well, no, because that'd be sexist.
But so, you know, I
if it's like males only, it's like, well, that's
right.
sexist.
So I understand, and I'm not ignorant to like the whole like females only. Like, you know, I very much had that thought in my head. I didn't want to go and it be this kumbaya of empowerment speeches type thing. Yeah. I just wanted to go learn some shit. And I wanted to be able to practice on a female.
Yep.
And that's what we got to do. And it was really beneficial, very relevant training that we had. We were down on the mats the majority of the time, both days. The end of the last day, they came at us, you know, mouth guards, boxing gloves, and they're like, all right, you got to get us down. And we're going to go about 75% on you. You know, we're not going to kick your ass, but we're going to discombobulate you a bit.
We're going to make it hard, but not
and they actually
impossible.
did. And it was just really, really good training. And it kind of was like, you know, there is some, and I take that back to, you know, females, you know, training females when it comes to firearms. Like there's just a comfort level that comes with it, especially when it's stuff that you don't know shit about and against somebody who does. So even with defensive tactics, most boys, you know, not the most, a lot of boys were in some contact sport.
Yep.
They were in wrestling. They were in football. Yep. They were, you know, even other sports that might have been, you know, basketball. There's female basketball and men's basketball, but there might be more contact in the most. It was just.
Well, it's not until recently, and I think we can thank the UFC and stuff in the MMA for this, but there hasn't been a whole lot of opportunities for females to, at a young age, get into contact sports. Because sport that females could do, what was it? It's all non-contact. It's volleyball, basketball,
softball, cheerleading.
Yeah, so it's like
Talia was the only. We had one girl wrestler.
Yeah, so it's like it's all non-contact sports. And now recently, like especially the state of Iowa, just very recently started a female wrestling like division.
Yeah,
and it's amazing. It's great. Like more women need more of that, you know. And I think that's going to lead to less victims.
Yeah.
And more, like, just a better society. A dangerous society is a polite society. If everyone kind of knows how to shoot and defend themselves, then less people are going to get fucking raped.
Yeah. And I definitely feel like there is those... I don't know how to explain it and not sound like rude about it, but I don't like the
feminist
stuff. Female empowerment, like... We have to do girls only because blah, 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 blah. Like this whole rally for it. Like, no, cut to the chase. It is more comfortable for me to grapple and roll around on the floor learning new things with another female.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we did it that way. It's not because...
Same thing with weight classes and men.
Because it was just... That was the main reason. Yeah. And that's how it was treated. And I really appreciated that because I didn't want to go and get all the extra fluff of the female only thing. Because
I'm not here. Yeah, like you said,
I'm not
earlier,
here for the sparkles and the rainbows.
Yeah, I'm not here for a kumbaya moment and
like,
feel empowered as a woman. It's like I just want to learn how to fucking do my job better.
Yeah, and I know that this training will be more effective if I can do it with someone my size. And
it's like in wrestling and in jiu-jitsu and fighting and all that other stuff. Even on the men's side, you're training with people that are a little bit heavier than you or bigger than you or whatever else or smaller than you just to get that diversity. Mm-hmm. But generally speaking, you're wrestling people your size.
Yeah, your weight class.
There's weight classes for a reason. Because if I'm heavyweight and I'm wrestling a lightweight or I'm fighting a lightweight constantly, like that's not doing anyone any good. Mm-hmm. You know, you need to go with people of similar body types and stuff just to learn, just to get that like the repetitions,
the fundamentals of ground fighting. And that was kind of my thing. So
you can barely even wrap your arms around me. So it's like that's not really doing much good to learn on a guy like me.
Yeah,
because it's like you're not getting the fundamentals down because you're not really seeing how it's working. But once you get the fundamentals down, then you can apply those same fundamentals to a larger person more effectively, I think.
Because, I came home and what did I do? I'm like, honey, come here.
Yeah.
I got to try this new stuff on you. And there was a couple of things where I was like, oh my gosh, is this, and this is all, law enforcement based stuff we were learning. So, takedowns and whether it be, handcuffing or there was several things. And there was a couple of things I tried on you. I'm like, I want to try this because I was trying on a smaller female, or let me try it on you. And I was like, oh yeah. Like the one where I don't even know what it's called, where I was like, I had my hands around your waist, kind of to the side, head pressed against in between your shoulder blades. And I was basically just trying to
take me down.
No, before I was trying to take you down, I was
like
basically
if I'm swinging at you. And,
right.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking blows to the head, and you also can't grab my firearm. Like we tried that for a while, and you kind of whipped me around the living room like a rag doll.
Yep.
But
you stayed on there.
But I was like, okay, this works. So yes, I got to practice on somebody, learn
like
the
a tick.
Yeah.
Strapped to the hip.
So I think it'd be fun someday when I feel knowledgeable enough to be able to help other females. I'll make sure we sing Kumbaya and do the whole.
Well, it's like it's one of those things where it's like I get why there's female only stuff, especially when it comes to that stuff, because with guys, like, it's just like you said, it's just true. It's like it's generally male dominated jobs, but there are women that do it, and if you're gonna have women that do it, like do those jobs, then you need to set them up for success, and it's good to have them train with each other as much as possible and get them. And most of the time, it's cross department training so it's good that you have those groups that go around training women to make them more effective on the street. Because I mean, honestly, it's like that's the most important, in my opinion, is like to have them trained up properly is more important than like a guy my size. You know what I mean? Because like I'm a big guy, right? Generally speaking, if I'm a cop, I'm not gonna find it's gonna be hard to find a guy that's bigger than me. I'm an above average sized man, so generally people are gonna be smaller than me almost the majority of the time, right? So I already have an advantage there. You being you in your size, you're at a general disadvantage all the time. So you need to have special attention brought to I guess hone your skills, because you're just already at an advantage all the time. So you're already at a disadvantage all the time. So you need to have special, not special training, but you need a little bit more training.
I need specific
training. There you go.
Yeah. Suited for, and that's where, so this whole training was jiu-jitsu based, and I definitely, need to join, our jiu-jitsu gym, the one that Charlie goes to, and I need to do it because I enjoyed it so much, and my size came in handy in a couple of the things. So one of the moves I tried on you, you're bad guy. I'm on the ground where I don't want to be. I'm on my back where I don't want to be. This is a bad spot for me if I was out, working. And you're much larger than me, and you were on top, and the move that they taught us, my size, it came into play where it helped me get out of that because I was smaller. Yeah. If you and I would have been switched, it would have been harder for you because if somebody your size was on you, it would have been more difficult because it was equal size. But because I was smaller, there was a window of opportunity to, do this certain
sneak in there.
Basically. So,
I was teaching Charlie not too long ago how to defend like a rear naked choke. Like bring your arm up like this, and put your hand, one of your hands up by your ear and tighten down, make that triangle, and it makes it hard because if they go through your arm, they're not going to choke you out because you have your arm in there. You need a rear naked choke you're on the rear. It's naked, as in you just have their neck, right? I was showing her kind of how to defend that, and then she got my back, and I was up like this, and she slipped right through, and I couldn't bring my arm tight enough to stop her,
in the hole.
Stop her little hand. She got in there on me, and she got me in a rear naked choke. I'm like, geez, and she's like, that's where it comes in handy to have little hands, I suppose. I'm like, you're right, it did, yeah. So like in situations like that, it's like a big guy like me, I'm not as flexible. I can't close that gap like I can only go right there, but you can slide your little hand through there.
Yeah, get right in there, get the vitals.
So, yeah. But it just reminded me of that instance with Charlie. So
yeah. So when it comes to firearms and all that. I definitely, if there's females that want to even just be more comfortable with guns being in the house in general, definitely don't let the blind lead the blind. Find somebody knowledgeable. For me, they were all males. I didn't have a female knowledgeable to go to and be like, hey, break this shit down for me. Like, I had you and I had our department. It was all men, but I had to many times be like, hey, you didn't dumb it down enough. Go back another 5 steps. I don't know what you're saying. Down to the terms. Like, I don't know what you're referring to. Oh, okay. So you have to be able to speak up. You can't just sit there like wide eyed and be like, uh-huh. Oh, okay. Like I couldn't do that. I had done that in the past before, joining law enforcement or anything like that. I had done that. Like, okay, whatever. Like, don't fucking care. It doesn't really matter. Oh, yeah. I kind of get it, but I don't get that part, but it probably doesn't matter that much. Like, you can't do that. You have to speak up. Be like, I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
And that's okay. So tell me.
Maybe we should put out more videos of just like the very beginner shit.
Yeah, maybe.
You can do them.
Okay.
Fucking A. Signing up.
I don't like being in front of the camera very much, but
well,
I would do it. I would do it if it means.
So I was looking at like my Instagram stuff, and I think there's like 3% of my followers are women. Supposedly.
3?
Something like that.
Well, hey, 3%. If you want to learn more about guns.
Yeah, I think most of them are bots. And fucking want to be porn stars, so that's probably not great.
I mean, porn stars need guns too.
You know what's hilarious?
They gotta protect themselves.
Yeah, that's true. You do. Actually,
maybe I could just teach porn stars.
Prostitutes. Let's go to fucking Vegas and put on a self-defense for prostitutes training.
Prostitutes only.
Yeah.
You have to be able to prove your... Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'll be sitting at the craps table while you do that one. But...
Who's that guy in the corner? Oh, it's just my husband. He's security.
He's just watching. Don't mind him.
Just screaming.
Yeah. All right. Is it getting a little cold in here? No, I'm just joking. Creepy. Prostitutes probably aren't very...
They probably... Oh. Okay. Yeah, that was...
Sorry.
Anyways.
But yeah, they do need protection. So, in more ways than one.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. That's it. That's the new business model. Prostitute, firearms training. Mm-hmm. At your service.
Yep. Oh, that was fun. I think I was saying something before that. It probably doesn't matter.
This is the loop we go in.
I know.
This is our table talk.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. It is really a lot easier for me now that you're getting into shooting guns and stuff too, because now you get it a little bit more. Where it's like,
I do.
Buying ammo, stockpiling it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
buying a lot on the sale.
Buying a lot on the sale. Like, well, you brought up one time.
I bought that case.
There was a fucking case of like, was it
1,000 rounds?
1,000 rounds, and
that was like middle of COVID towards, and so it was a really. I think it was like 400. And at that time, 9 mil,
right around there.
It was just when 9 mil was just showing back up on shelves, pretty much. And it was that range I was going to.
Yep.
Because it was wintertime and I was trying to get ready for quals. And yeah, they had a pallet and they're like, yeah, it's 400 a case, 1,000 rounds. And I was like, Jacob?
Does this sound good?
Is this a good deal? Yeah.
I did the math. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, it was at the time.
At the time.
Yeah.
Ammo at the time, it was a pretty good deal. And I think it was even less than 400. Honestly.
It might have been.
I think it was like 300 for some reason. I was
maybe.
Like $299 was like ringing a bell. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no. So buying shit like that, it makes a little more sense. So you're not like scoffing at me when I'm buying it,
yeah.
But also it's just like, it's fun. It's just nice when you have like your wife, and we have a bit of a shared interest. We don't need to have same interests for everything, because if that was the case, it'd be boring. But it is fun, like having at least shared interest in certain things, especially when it comes to this kind of stuff, because it makes everyone a little more supportive, and it's fun. So like I'm more supportive of taking sitting on the sidelines and teaching more than doing the shooting.
Oh,
but also like you.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, it's fun.
And I think it goes kind of hand in hand with, when wives, maybe start hunting with their husbands.
Yeah.
It's different. And you and I had never hunted together before we went to Africa.
Yep.
And that was like wild. Like that was our first time. Well, and I think wasn't it Leela and Eric's first time hunting together too?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Austin and Leah, they already hunted together.
Yep.
But she's never killed anything, but she's sat in the blind with them.
Yep.
And she thought about shooting something before.
Yeah.
But she's never did. But yeah, like they've hunted together before. I think, yeah, Leela and Eric, that was their first time. That was our first time.
Yep. And Leela and I remember saying like, we all knew like if we went, we'd have a different outlook on it. Like we already knew that was coming, but it was true. I mean, it was getting to experience, how, the patience first off that it takes and how, being the female or being the wife or whatever, and you're sitting at home and husband leaves in the wee hours of the morning and doesn't get home till late and you're taking care of stuff and you're like, well, you weren't here all freaking day, and seeing what they're actually doing and the patience that it took to, what they're actually doing out there. So that was a big thing for it. It's like, okay, the patience to sit in the blind and wait for that. But when you get the kill, and it's like
awesome it is.
So when you're sitting there for 4 or 5 hours and nothing has happened, you've seen some fucking birds, and you're nodding off, and you got to pee, and you're freaking thirsty, but you don't want to drink anything because you got to pee, and you don't want to get out of the blind, and all of this, and then all of a sudden an animal comes in, and it's a shooter, and you're like, all this time we've been waiting. I had never experienced that feeling, and then you were shooting bow for the first kill that I ever experienced with you. You were shooting a bow and you drawing back, and I was sitting just right next to you filming it, trying to film it, and you shot it off, and I'm like, holy fuck. And I didn't know what happened. I'm like, did you get it? And then you guys, you're like, I got it. I was like, that excitement, to get to share that and everything, that was, and everybody's talked about it and they say the same thing, but it's true. Until you experience it, you won't appreciate all of it collectively.
Exactly. And just especially Africa is so fun because you are seeing a lot of different animals.
First hunt.
Yeah, like you're seeing a lot of different shit. Like when you're out here in Iowa hunting, it's like you're waiting for
squirrels,
waiting for a good deer to come out, and you're just sitting there watching nothing. Yeah, some squirrels, some shit that you see every day.
Yeah.
Already, because we see deer every day, we see squirrels every day. It's like you're sitting there waiting, but then when you have that really big buck come out, and you're like, "Fucking here we go." But it's just different. Like if I were to take you on a whitetail hunt in Iowa, it'd be just a completely different experience. But being in Africa, it was an amazing first experience because it's like everything is new and it's exciting and different. So.
It was, but let's remember though that we didn't see a damn thing until you shot the first animal we saw. You shot.
Yes,
we didn't see shit that morning.
We didn't.
So I did get. I mean, I don't
know if there's some sort of. I'm a little bit conspiracy minded, and I almost feel like maybe these guys put me in the fucking gar hole here for a little while. Maybe they just put me in the bad spot because Kurt he is the president of Verdant Class. And
they saw a lot
giraffes
and zebras,
and Eric's the other owner of Verdant Class, so maybe they got the best spots. And Doug is Doug, so he maybe got some good spots. So like, well, let's put Jake and Austin. Is Austin
the Lord.
So they put fucking junk ass Jake over here. And in a blind that no one really cares about, but that wasn't the case. Obviously, it was just something. It's like for a little bit there, I'm like, man,
there ain't shit here in Africa.
Is cool and all, but this kind of blows ass for a little bit. Then that Impala came in, it's like, holy fucking. Chris was like, it's a shooter. I'm like, holy fuck, okay, cool. Yeah. And I shot it, and then like the next day, it was kind of the same thing. We saw some different animals, we saw a lot more different animals, which is kind of cool, but not ones that we're after. But then fucking that Nyala came in and he's like, it's a shooter. I'm like, cool. So I shot that. I'm like, is everything that comes in a shooter?
Yeah.
Like, I almost feel like this is... Like,
we had a conspiracy. We're like, do you guys have these, like... Because it was always right before lunch.
Yep.
Like, do you guys have these just like what's going on? We're in a different, continent here. Like, are they in a cage over here and you guys are releasing them right before lunch? Because it just kind of worked out.
I was questioning, like, are we even in Africa? Is this just
Did we just fly in a big...
Do we fly in a big circle and go into Texas and there's, like, fucking with us? Obviously, that's not true, but it's like, it's just one of those things, like, fuck. Like, every animal that we see that's, like, cool and interesting is, like, a shooter, so it's like, that's cool. But then, like, then is
changed.
fucking 5 days of...
We saw
4 or 5 days. 4 or 5 days of nothing because we're in the kudu holes.
No, hang on. Okay, first day, didn't see shit in Paula. Second day, first half of the day, didn't see shit in Nyala.
Well,
and then
the Nyala came in, like, it was weird because, like, it was nothing, then, like, a bunch of animals. Then the Nyala came in when there's a bunch of animals around, so there's a lot of chaos as I shot. And then I want to say the third day is when, because everybody was talking about, and I had all these videos of, like, the giraffes they saw and the zebras and the monkeys. I'm like, I haven't seen any of that. Like, what the hell? And I was getting really jealous. And I'm like, I want to see all these animals. What the heck? And then I think it was the third day before we went kudu hard. Yeah. Because we were 2 days in and had to kill each day. We're like, we're going to be done and just relaxing at the lounge, you know? Maybe 4 days in, we're done.
And then I think it was the third day when I especially got a lot of videos and we saw a lot. And we even saw kudu. We saw kudu bulls.
That was I can't remember what the blind was called, but we saw a roan antelope, which no one else saw.
Yeah.
Which was fucking awesome. Like, we saw a lot of shit.
I remember getting a lot of videos that day, and a lot of different animals. I was like, this is cool. Africa. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And we were feeling good about the kudu because there were some kudus that came in. And then days 4, 5, and 6 is
nothing.
We went because we went to places where there was nothing but kudu.
Yeah, well, we told Stuart, he's like, are you guys really set on kudu? And we're like, yes. He's like, okay.
All right.
And he told us, he gave us fair warning. Like, all I said before was obviously in jest. Like, they didn't put us in shit plans. They wanted us to be successful. It was all a joke. But what I'm saying is, like, when we told Stuart, like, we want kudu, and he's like, okay, I'm going to put you in these spots that we're seeing kudu, but I am telling you, you're not going to see anything very exciting unless it's a kudu. And if you do see a kudu, it's going to be a shooter. And we're like, put us there. We're, unanimous decision. Like, put us there. He's like, okay. It's like, I warned you. I'm like, okay, cool. And it's right next to the fucking meat shack.
The last 2 days were the meat shack.
No, it was after the third day. It was like the next 2 days. Because then he sent us to the next.
Oh yeah, then we did the pop-up one.
Pop-up blinds.
Because they had cameras out and they're like, oh, we're seeing kudu. What were those stupid little birds? Guineas. They were so cool for like the first hour.
We have them here in America.
Oh.
They're called guinea fowl. But people have them on their farms. They eat like a lot of bugs and shit and snakes and stuff.
So
many fucking guineas. The monkeys.
Because and there was, and I was fine with the monkeys. The monkeys entertained me. Yeah, sitting out all day in a blind. But the biggest thing that I was scared of is when we moved for kudu only, we were in that, which props to them. They threw up this blind that was exceptional right by the meat shack because there was kudus that were coming in over there, and they like even with people at the skin or not the meat shack, the skinning shack. Meat shack, whatever. Meat shack. Rad Shack, Meshach, and Abednego.
What?
From the Bible? You know, VeggieTales? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't remember that part.
Oh my gosh. In the burning
bush.
I grew up a church girl. Yeah. So anyways.
I went to church too.
I know, but I was in the Baptist Bible thumping state.
Not in the fucking, what do they call it, the Bible Belt?
Yes. We were very much in the Bible Belt.
Okay.
So...
Meat shack.
So they put that blind up. They built it up, and it was exceptional. But it was outside. The other blinds we had been in were cement and steel doors, and
tile floors.
Yes, with a little couch bench thing and
geckos.
Yeah, there were some geckos, but that wasn't bad. And I knew going to Africa that there was a chance of some snakes and some very like the world's most dangerous snake, but I didn't look into it.
Mamba.
Didn't look into it. I'm like, nope.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, I don't want to know because this is amazing, and I might have a crippling fear of snakes, but I'm not letting it win this time. I'm just going. But when we got out to the pop-up blinds that we were doing, I was scared, and
because it was dirt.
Yes, and open in the back or whatever it may be. And then I remember I got kind of relaxed about it and it was fine. And where you and Chris were sitting, I was always sitting ahead of you guys and to the side so I could film. And they'd cut a little hole for the camera in the blind and everything so I could get the camera lens out of it. And there was a tree right there. And I remember the ground sloped a little because my freaking chair was slanted and it was so uncomfortable, but I sat there all day and obviously, you know, I doze. We sat out there all day long. And so I'd be dozing and the tree right there, I would prop my head up against it and sleep. And it was like the second half of the first day, I think we were out there. All of a sudden I was kind of dozing off and I had my head against the tree. And all of a sudden I heard something and I moved my head and looked and there's this, not little, this big ol'. I don't think that one was a gecko. I think he called it a lizard.
It was a lizard. I can't remember what kind of lizard it was, but it was like it was
almost a foot long. Yeah, it was big.
It was a good sized lizard.
And
it wasn't like an iguana. It wasn't a monitor.
It was gross.
It was a solid lizard.
It was an African lizard right by my head, and all I could picture was the Parent Trap.
Freaked.
So, but I didn't scream. Nope. I didn't do anything. I just. And I was like, oh my God. And so then from that point on, I had to sit like in this crooked, slanted chair and I couldn't like lean anything. So then I learned how to sleep over top my knees, like kind of folded up.
Because you're not scared of lizards per se, but you look at them like
a snake with legs.
A snake with legs. Like snakes before Lucifer talked Adam and Eve into eating the fruit.
Yeah, he was a lizard.
And then God's like, you're on your belly.
Crawl on your belly for the rest of your life.
You're on your belly now, bitch.
Yeah.
Biting ankles and shit because you tricked them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. So, yeah. But Africa is fucking awesome.
I can't wait to go back.
I know. And we're going back in 2024. August 26th through September 3rd. Actually,
everybody come with us.
Yeah. I don't know how many slots we have available, but we have
need to come.
slots available. So...
And the wives.
Get on there because Stuart was just on Working Class with Sam Gaylord and Linda Gaylord. They were on Working Class episode. They were talking all about it and stuff. And we're getting ramped up. We're getting ready to go. So it's like, if you guys are ever interested in going to Africa, like we highly fucking recommend it. Especially like if you have a wife or even like an older kid. It's just.
It's amazing.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I don't know what the drinking age is in Africa, but it's got to be pretty young. So if you have like an 18-year-old kid, you're like, you can't drink in America, but you can probably drink in Africa.
Probably.
18,
you can buy a driver's license where you have alcohol tolerance, the more you pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah. You
like,
just buy
driver's license you have. I'm
what?
Like, well, what do you mean? They're like, well, you can have a driver's license where you can only have this much alcohol, or you can have this driver's license that costs more, you can have this much alcohol. I was like, whoa. You can literally pay to drink and drive.
Yeah. In open containers, not a thing.
Yeah.
You can drink in vehicles.
It's wild.
It's crazy.
It's so wild.
It's such an amazing country, though. It's so fucking fun. So August 26th, September 3rd is our Africa trip, and it's going to be great. So we're doing a gun bow camp quasi. I think everyone has the opportunity to do gun or bow, but if you're going to do gun, ours is going to be more gun focused, I guess. And we're going to be out there walking and stalking. And that's one thing, too. Like, in North America, when we're talking rifle hunters and gun hunters in North America, people kind of poo-poo on them, especially bow hunters poo-poo on gun hunters quite a bit because they're like, oh, fucking, it's easier, and da-da-da. But in Africa, it's, I don't know. It's just so different because you're walking through this thick bush.
The bush.
You're walking through the bush, and you're tracking, and you're moving, and it's exciting, and it's
watching out for black mambas.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun! Like we did a little walk and stalk on the sable. We went to that water hole, and there's a really nice sable on the water, and he kind of bumped off, and we just went after him. And that was the whole time was just like heart pumping, fucking exhilaration. And it was awesome. It was so much fun. Like I've said this a million times. Like bow hunting is so enjoyable because it's hard and it's hard to get drawn, and it's different, but let's be honest, it's 95% boring as fuck, and then like 5% like, holy shit, this is amazing, and that 5% is fucking awesome. But when you're gun hunting, it's just a completely different, I almost don't even like comparing bow hunting to gun hunting, because it's just two completely different experiences. So it's like when you're in Africa, you're walking and stalking, you're climbing through the bush, you're going through this thick, nasty shit, tracking prints in the sand. And then when you finally find him, you're like catching glimpses of him. Like, oh shit, oh fuck, oh there he is. Okay, we gotta move over here. Move. Oh, get over here. Okay, there he is. Like, oh, see if he stops. He stops. Okay, you have a shot? No, I don't have a shot. Fuck. And you gotta keep moving. You're running. You're gunning, and it's exciting. And then you finally get that split little opportunity window to be like, okay, there's my shot. Squeeze it off, and then it all works out, and he drops, and you make a good shot, and you're just like, holy fuck, that was amazing. And then you just think about how crazy the past, like, however long it was. It's so much fun. So I highly recommend, if you guys are interested in going to Africa, like, bring your wife, bring your kid, if they're however old they are. It's just an amazing experience, and I can't recommend it enough. And we never even thought about going to Africa before until it happened, and then it's like, we want to go as much as we can.
And we have that full sable hunt. I was so happy. I got that full thing on film. It's on YouTube under the Working Class, so you can go watch it. You have a reel of it on Instagram, yep. But we have the full. I had hopped out of the truck because we were driving. You guys spotted it, and we hopped out of the truck and went after it. And yeah, it was exhilarating. It was so fun. And for all the wives out there. So yeah, when it came to Africa, it was intimidating for me to go that far and that far away. And I've said it before, I'll say it now, and I'll say it a million more times. That trip was like, it was like, if a trip's going to be life-changing when it comes to travel, that was it. Like, that really just, like, sparked, like, a whole new, like, travel whatever in me, because it was just so unbelievable. It was so beautiful. It was so, and where we stayed, the accommodations. So ladies, that 3%, whether you're bots or not, listen to me, the accommodations there were uncomparable to anything you've been to here in the States. We honeymooned, at an all-inclusive resort. We had all of that. Mm-hmm. This was different. This was all of that with, like, the camaraderie. Yes, the camaraderie, the caring vibe. We had the same chef. Look, we had a chef there. First off, we had a chef.
A fucking legit chef, too.
Yes.
Charles
is the man. He was the best chef ever. But that was the thing, too, is, like, every night we went back to camp. We got around the fire. We did the same thing. Everybody's still in their hunting clothes. We're talking about the day. Charles is cooking fresh killed meat, in front of us and everything like that. And, we're having ginger brandy, and
he's yelling at us to shut up politely so he can explain every dish that he made. And he just works so hard at. And he's like, I just want to explain to you guys what you're about to eat. Yes. You need to know what I'm about to say. You need to understand what you're about to eat, because it's going to blow your fucking mind.
And it did every single time. It was the best. It was the best food I've ever eaten in my entire life. I'm a food gal. I like just about every food ever. And it was just the best food, the best meat I've ever experienced, but
he cooks over an open fire.
Oh my gosh, remember the meat sauce that he had with everything? Oh,
so good.
So good. And especially where we stayed. So, we stayed in yurts, but that's not even like a fair name. If you Google what a yurt is, what we stayed in, it was like,
it was soft-sided tents with hardwood flooring with a fucking bathtub.
So it was huge.
Armoire.
It's probably 2 of your regular size, like, king hotel rooms. You've got your king bed, you've got your living room area, you've got your fridge, you've got your soaking tub, you've got your double sink. You have an outdoor brick shower if you would like to do that in the sunset.
Do that one time.
Yes, if you want to do that in the sunset, literally, of Africa, because and this is where we're staying again during these dates. So we've been there. The yurts have air conditioning, they have heating. You've got all the hot water. They do your laundry every day for you. There's always candy dishes in there that are fully stocked every single night, because I always took all the candy. When you go to Africa and you're going out to the blind in the morning, they pack a cooler. They pack beer. They pack pop. They pack water, jerky, African candy that's so freaking good. They haul you back in for lunch. Charles has a meal prepared for you for lunch. It was unreal. And then add in amazing hunting to that. Mm-hmm. You could have taken out all the hunting and I would go back.
Yeah.
The accommodations were that wonderful.
Yep.
And then then on top of all that, add in the hunting. You got to go.
It is remarkable.
Yes.
I did take a shower in that fucking outside shower once.
You did it at night, though.
Yeah.
Do it when the sun's setting.
Yeah. Well, you're hunting generally during that time.
Oh yeah, we were.
But But if you do get done early and you want to take a sunset shower, it is cool. It's badass. But when I went down there, I did it at night. And I tell you what, I'm like, I'm going to go fucking shower because I feel like a big child in this bathtub bathing.
In the soaking tub.
Yeah, and it
had the shower thing.
It's kind of funny because it's all open. So it's like Ashley's just sitting there on the bed watching me bathe. I'm like, hi.
We had like the trifold shutters that you could put up.
She's in there like looking all elegant, bathing. I'm like, nice. And I'm in there. I'm like, I'm a big dumb ape, scrubbing my fucking armpits with a washcloth, like literally looking like a gorilla in a bathtub. I'm like, what the fuck? This is crazy.
I have a picture of you.
I know.
In your head. All you can see is it's like level with the floor, and it's the soaking tub, and you see your knees up and your head up, and you
I'm hunched.
You fit in it,
and I'm hunched up. Yeah, but I was hunched too, like trying to scrub my armpits like a fucking like a gorilla. Like not even joking. Like I look like a gorilla in there is ridiculous. So I'm like, I'm gonna go take a shower. So I put on my Crocs when I walked out there, and I'm showering and stuff, and it's nice. And I look up on the brick. I'm like, oh, there's a gecko. I'm like, oh, there's another gecko. Oh, there's a lizard. I'm like, cool. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's like, and then a fucking monkey comes up and is like walking around watching me shower. I'm like, God dang, this is wild, dude. Holy fuck. Like, what next? A fucking lion? I don't know. A lion jumps out?
There wasn't lions there.
No, there wasn't.
There was leopards.
There were leopards. Like, a leopard comes out, it's like, and fucking like, oh, God, now I'm going to have to fight this fucking leopard naked? But at least I'm standing, I guess. But
where else can you shower outside and have monkeys?
Nowhere. In a zoo.
They don't have that.
My zoo would. But,
King Jake's zoo.
King Jake's zoo would have
Jake's World.
You'd be able to go out there and shower with the monkeys. That'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, no, Africa's badass.
Yes.
So if you guys want to know, you can always hit us up on Instagram or email or whatnot, and we'll get you some answers. I think we're gonna. It sounded like we're gonna do another Africa, whatchamacallit, meeting. What the fuck did they call it?
Podcast?
No, what we did last time.
Oh, clinic.
Clinic. We're gonna do another Africa clinic because I'm like on that podcast.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't know about it until I listened to that podcast on Working Class.
I just saw that pop up today.
About it,
and that'd be nice because we had so many questions. All of us. Like we started a group chat and we had so many questions down to just like the plugins. Do we need to take different plugins? Do we need to take converters for our plugins? We took them. They had them there for us though. We all bought
Everyone
them.
said take them, but then when we got there, they already had them in there. Because that's Stuart, and he's the shit. And he's like, I'm going to run a fucking good ship here.
Yeah. So, but we just had, especially the females too. We had a lot of questions.
Yeah, hair dryers, straighteners.
Kurt threw us for a curveball. It was Leah who asked something about. It had to do with blow dryers or something. She asked about something. She's like, I just want to know, like, because of my blow dryer, haha. And he was like, no, there's no electricity in where we're staying.
Oh, that's right.
And we're on this group chat. She's like, what? And he's like, oh yeah, there's none there. She's like, well, what are we going to use to like charge the camera battery stuff? He's like, same thing at Bear Camp. We'll have a generator there,
a solar panel and stuff.
And like you could literally, because you can, on Facebook Messenger, that's where it was. You can see everybody who's viewed it, and me, Leela, and Leah had all viewed it, and you could tell all of us were just freaking out because nobody said anything. We're like, what?
A bunch of messages started and stopped.
There's no electricity. We're like, you could just tell all of us were freaking out. And then Kurt sent a picture of like an old black and white picture of a African tribe, like in the dirt mounds. And he's like, yeah, this is who we're staying with. He's like, I'm just kidding. Yeah, they have electricity. Like, we're literally heated and air conditioned there. We're like,
was a good one.
Oh my God, phew.
That was a good one, though.
It was. I believed him. I'm like, what? Like, that's okay, I guess, but
shit.
I wasn't expecting that for 7 days.
Hell yeah. No, it was awesome. It's like a hunting vacation.
It's kind of bougie.
It's badass.
It was nice.
Mm-hmm. It's nice. It's a nice break because North America hunting is generally like arduous tasks, like especially for elk hunting. It's like you have to climb mountains and fucking live on the side of the mountains, whatever else. It's cool because you go out there, you hunt hard, but then it's nice to know that you're going to go back to a really nice, comfortable spot to relax at the end of the night.
Have fun.
It's nice. And the camaraderie, sitting around a campfire, talking, telling everyone about what you saw that day, and drinking beer and taking
Ginger
shots
brandy.
and getting fined and all that good stuff. So
the fines, that's one of the funnest part.
It's fun.
Built that camaraderie quite a bit.
For sure.
And you've got your PHs, so you'll have a PH with you. All of them are wonderful.
We didn't have one bad one.
No. They were amazing.
Johan got sick,
He
but
still
that
went out.
wasn't his fault. Like,
No.
he still went out and gave it his all, but he was fucking sick as fuck. And it's like, hey man,
For like 2 days, yeah, he was down for the count.
that sucks. But what do you do?
I think they even made a kill when he was sick, didn't they?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
multiple kills. He was sick the majority of the time. Like when we first got there, and he's like, I'm not feeling so hot. And then it was like, now I'm sick. Now I'm really sick. Now I'm fucking sick. And then it's like, now I'm starting to feel a little better. And then by the end of the trip, he's like, I'm fine now. So like the majority of their kills were when he was sick. Like, he's great.
And we still stay in touch. I think all of us stay in touch with our PHs. We stay in touch with Chris.
So.
Hey, Chris, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Say, you comment on this episode.
There's a few South Africans that listen. And I think it's just Chris from different devices. But
we can't say enough good things. I'd say our PH was the best. Everybody probably says that, but I mean it. And what, Eric and... What was his name? Ethan. I mean, they're... If Ethan gets married, I think Eric's like his best man now.
Yeah, at least a groomsman.
Something in it at least. They'll be in attendance.
Yeah, we were at a trade show and stuff, and then Ethan just like FaceTime him randomly.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking to? He's like, Ethan? Like, oh, hey.
Yeah. So definitely the camaraderie was there, and it was just so fun. And a big question. They have Wi-Fi, too. They don't have it. So during the day, they shut it off. But at night, when you go back, we were all able to FaceTime our loved ones, our kids, catch up on anything that we needed to. We weren't off the face of the earth. We were just off the face of America.
Right. Yeah.
So that was nice.
Yeah. And if you have international calling, I think there are cell towers out there too, but we just didn't have, we had it turned off because we got didn't want to get charged.
Yeah, we just connect to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, because everywhere you go, you're going to generally have Wi-Fi. Like, and you go into a building. It seemed like the when I say that, I mean the airport and then our camp. So,
and they met us at the airport. We joke with Stuart because he was late picking us up. We had the times wrong, and he said that's never happened, and I highly doubt it'll ever happen again because we gave him so much shit. And he felt so bad.
To this day, give him shit.
Yes.
He'll never live it down.
No, he won't.
So for as long as he knows us, he'll never live it down.
No. But yeah, they came and picked us up, and they were very much in the airport carrying our luggage. Like they were.
Was it 3 a.m. we got there, or was it 5?
It was 3 a.m. and he thought it was 3 p.m.
That was his land.
He did answer the phone though.
He did,
and they were there with basically travel time plus maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah,
ready to get us.
Stu, where the fuck are you? Sleeping. Wrong answer, bud.
It was funny because after everybody got to know each other, it was probably like the 4th or 5th night, we were giving Stuart shit about it. And the PHs finally kind of spoke up. And I remember Chris being like, yeah, I
had to go because I live closest.
well, he said too, he was like, the night before, I was like, yep, I'll get up at this time, get all my stuff rounded up. I'll have plenty of time in the morning because they're not going to be here till the afternoon. He's like, I had it all scheduled. And then I got a call from Stuart. We got to go now. They're here.
Fuck.
Now.
Fuck.
I was like, oh, shit.
That's what... stuff like that just adds to the whole experience, though.
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't be... I don't know.
And we went to a restaurant in the airport.
But like those little bumps and stuff are just what makes the experience. Like, we're all tired and jet lagged and everything else. And we're like, God dang, I just want to get to fucking camp. But that's what makes the experience even more... unforgettable. It's just like it's just so different and exciting, and you're gonna have little bumps in the road and stuff like that, but it just adds the whole experience, and it's fucking awesome. So.
Yeah, and we had a good time. We went to the restaurant in the airport. We had cappuccinos. We were jet lagged.
Good time.
Yeah, went in the bathrooms that had either the squatting or the regular toilets. Thank God.
Yeah. Don't squat in those toilets. Yeah, well, I don't know. We're on like fucking over 2 hours now, so
that was a good one.
That was a good one. It's always fun.
Yeah,
I catch up with you every night, but it's fun getting on here and talking about this stuff. So
little table talk.
Yeah. So thanks for coming, guys, and sign up for the Africa trip. We'll talk about more stuff in the intro. I'll do that. Well, we might do that together. Still, we'll just probably record the intro right after this. All right. Well, see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Peace.